Campus of American International College for today's Northeast 10 Conference football matchup featuring the visiting Skyhawks of Stonehill College and your AIC Yellow Jackets. Anthony, AIC coming in on a two-game losing streak. What have you seen the last couple of weeks that you think is going to be the biggest adjustment they need to make to turn this thing around?
Well, Jason DeMild had a solid start against Bentley, but it kind of went downhill from there. The offense needs to find a way to stay consistent, get balanced play calling. It's going to be an uphill battle to get caught up in the conference as we get our rosters ready to go, because we don't think anybody is catching Bentley. They're 1-2 right now.
Yeah, and they are running away nationally ranked. It's a really good Bentley team, but there's still a lot of time left to get some wins and maybe get an at-large bid to the NCAA. Stonehill's going to be thinking about the same thing. Coming in at 3-1, 1-1 in the NE10. Anthony, you've got the starting lineup. First, the offense for Stonehill.
All right, so the projected starters is the quarterback Anton Stoneking, which is probably going to be the coolest name we say today. The running back is Justin Felder. The receivers are Chris Domerkant, Cameron Alves, and Bryson Carter. The tight end is Cam Bowes, and the offensive line from left to right is Thomas Walsh, Joe Bestant, Kyle Hess, Thomas Buxton, and Dave Stakowski.
Yellow Jackets defense that's going to be competing against this team, and Coach Kulzer has elected to go with a 3-4 setup today, at least to start. Isaiah Tolbert, Kurt Lassiter, and Trevor Catlin along the line left to right, 192 and 47. The linebackers, number 5, Terrell Wallace, and Ratty Rojas Portilla, number 8, will be on the outside, while number 12, Jason Thompson, and number 9, Fabian Thames, occupy the interior. Cornerbacks, Kyle and Keith Jackson, 23 and 24. You're not seeing double there, twins. And number 13, Alex Silva, number 29, Antoine Golson are the safeties. Now let's flip it over to the other side. Anthony, the defensive starters for the Skyhawks.
They'll also be going with a 3-man defensive line front with Justin Levesky, Rudy Holland Jr., and Nate Bresson. The Rove, I'm guessing that's Rover, is Marjorie Malumba. Other linebackers are Lloyd King, Mike Connors, Garrett McCarthy. Your corners are Kevin Porch and Xavier Jones, and the safeties are Sam Athey and Mason Lorick.
Yellow Jacket offense, and Anthony already mentioned Jason DeMild, the starting quarterback. Number 10, QB1, has been among the top offensive producers in passing yards in the NE10 all season long. They'll need that again today from him. Samad Davila gets the start at the running back position. He'll be joined in the backfield by Gates Kelleher, the fullback. Wideouts, Faison Carney, Kobe Miranda, Jaheim McGuire. We also expect to see a lot of Javon Adams and Tommy Smith out there, Jackson Ramsey as well. Offensive line left to right, Daniel Tompkins, Jared Duran, Julian McIntosh, Edwin Owusu, and David Brown. Special teams units, Portilla will be doing the punting duties, while Josh Hamill is listed as AIC's starting kicker. On the other side, Perry Shelbred will be the kicker for Stonehill and the punter as well. So it's a Stonehill team, again, 3-1, 1-1 in the NE10 at AIC, 3-2, 1-2 in the NE10. A lot at stake for both of these squads.
Very much.
AIC trying to get back to 500, Stonehill trying to avoid slipping under 500. And when these two teams meet, regardless of the sport, it's always a battle, but especially in football, it's a pretty good rivalry. How does that affect the game when it's more intense because of that?
Kind of what happened with the first game we did together against Bentley. It's going to be an intense game. Both teams are motivated, and it's going to come down to maybe what defense makes one more play.
Always does seem to come down to that one extra play, does it not? We'll take a break here on the NE10 Now Network, and when we come back, we will have some football action for you here in Springfield. I told you 10 minutes on the clock, too, and it was 11 minutes on the clock. That's why I was confused.
Oh, I was like, it's 11:50. What do you mean?
Yeah, and I was like, why are you starting a minute early? I'm not ready.
No, you did good.
Oh, well, it be what it be, yo.
Huh?
I said it be what it be, yo.
Oh, shizzle.
Well, they targeted that. They basically, their game plan was we're going to take him out and see if the rest of our team, it's kind of like when you're playing the Lakers. You double LeBron and say, okay, we're going to stop him and see if the rest of our team can beat us.
I think we might have a sound problem. My mom just texted me, and her typing isn't very good, so I got to clarify, but I think she's trying to say that
now
we can't hear
entering the
something.
field from the north end zone, your AIC Yellow Jackets. Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to midfield for today's coin toss. The captains for both teams will meet. Representing the Yellow Jackets are captains number 1, Isaiah Tolbert, number 2, Samad Davila, number 10, Jason DeMille, number 12, Jason Thompson, and number 76, David Brown.
I like how you only wave to use. You only wave to use.
After the anthem, we'll go live.
Yep, and then we can turn on the lights.
You ready to call? Logo scales. Cover his head. Logo scales. Cover his head. Hit the ground. What's the ball? Head is the goal. Okay. AIC has won the toss. I'd like to do the further option for 3.5.
I was going to ask for the 20th, sorry.
You would have lost the toss there.
American International College, the Northeast 10 Conference, and the NCAA promote an environment of respect and good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the game's participants in a positive manner. Profanity or derogatory comments based on race, gender or gender identity, sexual orientation, or other intimidating actions directed at student athletes, officials, game staff, or other spectators are unacceptable and will result in ejection from Abdal Field. Thank you for your cooperation. And ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America and those both serving both home and abroad with our national anthem.
Welcome back to Ronald J. Abdal Field here on the campus of American International College. I'm Seth Dussault. Alongside of me, Anthony. We've got a big day here at AIC. Sports teams not only here at home but on the road as well. Cross country at the New England Championships in Boston at Franklin Park. Women kick off at 12:30 and then men at 1. Field hockey is just getting underway at St. Thomas Aquinas.
That's your team.
Women's golf at the new NE10 Championships. Volleyball at Pace at 1. So a super busy day for the Yellow Jackets, and we'll obviously keep you all up to date, but isn't it nice to just have it back?
Definitely.
Yellow Jackets in the home black. Won the toss, elected to defer to the second half, so knowing that they received the kick at halftime or at the start of the second half, obviously will have an impact on how they approach the game late in the first. As we get ready to go, Anthony will handle the play-by-play duties today once again, and I will be here providing analysis and insights for you. So, Anthony, take it away, my friend.
All right, we're just waiting for the teams to get on the field, and then we will go from there.
Should be a good one. Like we said in the pregame, these ones usually are between the Yellow Jackets and the Skyhawks, and I seem to have misplaced my roster sheets, which does not help.
All right, special teams will get ready to take the field right now. AIC going on first.
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets will kick. They'll go right to left as you look at your computer screen, and the Skyhawks obviously in the other direction here in the first quarter.
Josh Hamill, number 98, is listed as the kicker. They will try to masquerade the onside kick just because why not? Most likely, because that's what we saw in the first game we did. The kick returner for the Skyhawks is listed as Xavier Jones.
Yeah, he and Bryson Carter are back. Wouldn't it be something if AIC did pull the onside kick to start the game?
Oh, they didn't. Oh, well, you jinxed it. This is why we can't have nice things.
I didn't think they were going to. I'm just saying.
All right.
Although there's no reason to think that they couldn't do it from the normal set.
Let's have some fun.
Yeah.
Hamill kicks it away, and off we go. And he's going to return it. Gets an edge.
We got a flag.
There's a flag down, and he's still running. It looks like this is probably coming back, though.
Yeah, there's either a hold or an illegal block in the back at the 15-yard line, which means Stonehill's going to be pushed all the way back to somewhere between the 5 and the 10, depending on exactly what the call is in the spot. But that negates a very good run. Although there are actually now 2 flags down. There was one on the far side as well, which could just be a second hold or block on the Skyhawks, which obviously, if that's the case, AIC will take the further up the field one.
Block in the back.
So that's Nathaniel Senna, the defensive back, and then Connor Walsh, the wide receiver, both getting called for illegal blocks in the back. AIC, obviously, as I said, taking the earlier of the 2, and it's a half the distance to the goal from the 14-yard line, which means Stonehill starts on its own 7, which is less than ideal. Anthony?
I concur. I very much concur.
They take over their 1st and 10.
So we're going to get a look at the Skyhawks offense, and quarterback, this is going to be a fun name to say, Anton Stoneking will be leading the offense at the quarterback position.
Yeah, he's been at Stonehill for a while, and solid, moves the ball well, sees the field pretty well. Able to be adaptable. It's going to give the Yellow Jackets a challenge. This is not a rookie quarterback by any stretch of the imagination. One of the better ones in the NE10.
And here we go. Tight end goes in motion. First play from scrimmage is a handoff, and AIC bottles that up pretty quickly. That was Justin Felder on the handoff.
A gain of about 1, Anthony, and AIC not biting on the play action. Wasn't really well executed. It was pretty obvious that it was a handoff, and the Yellow Jackets get the stop as Stonehill continues to go with 2 receivers on either side.
They try it again, and this time he is wrapped up emphatically. A lot of the members of the AIC defense converging in to make it another minimal game, setting up a 3rd and long situation.
That's Fabian Thames, the linebacker, getting in. AIC running a 3-4, but they're going to bring the linebacker up on a lot of plays to turn it into a 4-3 as the situation warrants. And certainly now 3rd and 7. This is when you drop back and put a true 3-4 on. Although they've actually got all the linebackers at the line right now, so maybe they're going to try to stack the box and get the quarterback.
They bring some. Stone King's going to try to roll right. Makes the catch. That is his receiver, and it doesn't look like he...
Oh, he did. He got to the 20.
He did. That was Cameron Alves on the catch.
Just missing the tackle, and that costs the Yellow Jackets what would have been the stop. And Stonehill does get the first down. This is a balanced team, 214 passing yards per game. 208 rushing yards per game, so we'll see if they can get their rush attack going.
They're going to keep trying. Not much again.
AIC's O-line, or D-line, excuse me, ready for it.
And we're going to have a flag down, it looks like. Or, no, maybe not. It was just a...
Somebody lost a towel. And it's a yellow towel because AIC. And it looks like a flag.
That's not going to be very helpful if that trend continues.
The defense is going to call its own penalties. We like that. But only when AIC does it.
Hey, at least in Canada, it's an orange flag. You can kind of tell the difference. Handoff again to Felder. Felder trying to get around, and the AIC is not going to let him. Leading the charge is Kyle Jackson at the corner spot, and there's going to be a flag for excessive.
Yeah, Ratty just kept going well after the whistle, and that's going to cost AIC 15 yards on what was a brilliant defensive play. You talked about Kyle Jackson just sealing the outside. Really well done until Ratty got just too much. Discipline has been an issue for the Yellow Jackets, Anthony, the last couple of years. The team averages 8, 9, 10 penalties a game, up around 100 yards a penalty. You can't do that. I mean, a mistake like that, you had 3rd down and 10, and now it's 1st and 10, and you put Stonehill on the 40.
Yep, Rojas Portilla might be a little too juiced up to start this one.
He plays on the edge, and he plays with intensity, and you like that, but you have to control it. It doesn't help to have a penalty like that.
New set of downs as Bose goes in motion again. This time they're going to throw. Oh, hello!
Wow.
Woo!
Alex Silva.
Woo!
And as AC/DC once said, you've been thunderstruck. He smoked the receiver coming over the middle just as he caught the ball and nearly intercepted as a result when it popped out. But Silva dropping the hammer. Maybe that's excessive force too, but in a very legal way here in football. And we love to see it. And it gets the sideline amped. It gets the crowd amped. But now, again, can the Yellow Jackets use that energy? Controlled burn.
Yeah, big 75 on the AIC sideline was like, oh, that man got lit up. Let's see if it happens again. Deep shot coming here. And it's caught!
That is a tremendous catch.
Domer can't. And Domer can in this case.
Yes, he can, and yes, he did, Anthony. You're right. That's a perfect touch from Stone King, too. Puts the ball in the back shoulder of the receiver where the DB can't get to it. He's got a man in single coverage. Great recognition, protection by the line. Everything you want on a play if you're Stonehill, and, of course, everything you don't want if you're AIC. But sometimes the offense just makes a play. And in that case, they did.
Penalties coming back to bite AIC already. Wildcat here as Felder pulls it out. Little razzle-dazzle to get things started.
Gain of nothing. He got back to the line and immediately got smacked. I don't hate it, though. Just different looks because the run game for Stonehill has not been super effective to this point. AIC has snuffed it out at every opportunity. It's been in the air for the Skyhawks to this point and, of course, the penalty. But we'll see what they can do as they actually lost half a yard.
Yeah, well, the Showtime maneuver doesn't pay off there as it's just a straight up this handoff this time to Felder and doesn't get much again.
3rd and 10. This is where you make your money if you're AIC's defense. You have to get a stop here. Obviously within field goal range, I would presume here at the 20, it's about a 37-yard field goal. Should be makeable for a NCAA Division II college kicker. But if you hold them to 3, considering what happened on this drive, I think you would still call that a success on the part of the defense, and I'm sure Ratty's going to – actually, he's on the sideline. I don't think he's played since the penalty, but he's going to get an earful regardless.
Carter goes in motion. Defense adjusts. Looks like it's man defense from the Yellow Jackets. Stone King looks to throw, and it's bobbled and nearly picked!
Oh, my. Jason Thompson had it slip out of his hands. If he holds on to that ball, he's going all the way the other way because there was nobody between him and the end zone, and he is certainly fast enough to get there. That still, you get the stop at least. You hold Stonehill to a field goal, and hopefully it goes the wrong way for them if you're AIC, as Perry Shelbred will try his darndest to at least get his team on the board to start this game. But a good stop by the defense regardless, giving the Skyhawks nothing on that final 3 downs.
And here we go. Kick is up, and it is good. 3-0, Skyhawks.
Like I said, you'll take it. If you're AIC, you'll take it. Given the mistakes and a couple of the great passing plays, the Stone King dropping that ball into Domercant, like you said, holding them to 3, we'll call it a win. You know, obviously, again, that penalty, and you wish the interception hadn't been dropped, but it's not 7.
Right.
And you got to dot the ball now, and you get a chance to take the lead with your first offensive possession. We'll see how Jason DeMild and the Yellow Jackets respond to the fact that they're down 3 to start, 5 minutes in roughly. Update down in New York, by the way, with field hockey. Early on in the first, about 6 minutes left. It is scoreless, 0-0. Taylor Wild's in goal for the Yellow Jackets, making her second start of the season. One of our A-plus student workers up here in the athletic communications department, who obviously is not working today on account of, well, she's working today, if you know what I mean. But certainly want to give her a little shout out.
She can't work because she has to work.
Exactly, and she's phenomenal student, phenomenal athlete, and Stonehill.
They're doing it too.
Stonehill trying to take a page out of AIC's book here. Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. Anthony.
I don't think they're trying to flatter anybody.
Who knows? I think it's probably just a thing.
Oh, now they're doing the Ohio State/Cincinnati arm swing prior to the kickoff.
Well, if they're trying to emulate Ohio State, they're going to lose 2-1. I'll explain more in a little bit as a flag comes in.
Nice throw from the ref.
Yeah, put him in at quarterback. Jeez. Good return, and the flag came late, and now we've got a second flag that was just thrown, and I don't know what that second one is about. The flag is right where the tackle was made, so I don't know if there's going to be a hold at the end that'll push AIC back or what happened there.
We shall see in a moment.
So it was a hold up at the spot of the foul, which was basically where the tackle was made anyway. So AIC just loses 10 yards, and we'll start on the 19. In reference to Ohio State losing, by the way, the Bentley Falcons ice hockey team beat Ohio State last night 2-1. Of course, one of AIC's Atlantic hockey rivals. A good night for the AHA against the Big Ten. Air Force beat Michigan State in overtime, and Canisius pummeled Penn State to the tune of 4-1. AIC, by the way, kicks off its season tonight against Providence College at 7. I'll be on the call on that.
Davila gets the carry and does not get much. Somehow I knew hockey was going to get mentioned on this broadcast somehow. Somehow I knew.
Always. And, of course, if you want to come to that game, AICYellowJackets.com/hockey tickets. They are still available. You can get your season tickets as well. Looking to fill the building. They got Providence this week, UMass Amherst next week.
First game was against Boston College.
We played an exhibition against BC on the road last Saturday. Team looks good, I'll tell you what. It's going to be a fun season.
DeMild sets up for his first throw of the day, and Jackson Ramsey is not going to get much.
Ends up being about a gain of 5, which isn't bad. I mean,
I thought he got stopped. That's my mistake.
He got stopped as soon as he caught it, but he was able to fall forward, which helps. And the Yellow Jackets, they have a 3rd down and 4.
I had a wall of black jerseys in my way.
Yeah, it's a little tough to tell when it's right up against the sideline like that, especially certainly AIC with some size on the sideline. But big early 3rd down opportunity for the Yellow Jackets with trips to the right and one receiver or one running back in the backfield with DeMille. We'll see how Stonehill attempts to defend this here and what the Yellow Jackets choose to do.
Play fake. DeMile's under pressure. DeMile's going to try to run and gets crunched.
He got it, though. QB1 sometimes just calls his own number at the right times. He saw the protection collapsing, but he also saw some daylight. And with no receivers open, he knew he could get there, use the legs, dives forward rather than sliding to get the yardage. Got what he needed for the first down. It was a gain of about 6 for the big man.
Back to the ground. And DeVille's not going to get much again, as both run games are struggling to get going at the start of this.
Yeah, gain of about 2, and you really need it to be 3 or 4 for it to be truly effective. And it's tough.
number 46.
some defensive lines that have made some good adjustments. Obviously, AIC's D-line at times struggled against Bentley and Southern Connecticut, so it was good to see them do so well against the run on the first possession the other way.
Caught by Kaquan Jameson, who's getting in much earlier than he did against, getting involved, I should say, much earlier than he did against Bentley.
Only a gain of 2, though, and AIC facing a 3rd down and 5. Got to get to the 42. So again, a 3rd and moderate distance. I mean, it's not long, but it's not short either, if you know what I'm saying. A 5-yard run play, for instance, is not the easiest thing in the world to pull off, as AIC's got men in motion.
So Miles looking for the speed out, rolling right, and Ramsey can't hang on.
Yeah, a little bit out of his reach, unfortunately, and he was a little short of the line when that throw was made. He was open. AIC pulled everybody to the right. Stonehill had blitzed from the left anyway, so I think DeMille heard the footsteps, and I think that has something to do why he let that ball go a little sooner maybe than he should have, and AIC does end up having to punt.
So Roddy Rojas Portilla, the linebacker who can also play some defensive back, is also going to punt. Before everything had to stop, he was also doing some kickoff duties. Yee.
High punt, and not a good bounce for the Yellow Jackets as it rattles back over the 50. I don't know if maybe that got deflected a little bit. It just
I don't think so.
Not usual for Ratty, and I don't know if maybe the penalty is still in his head a little bit as Coach Kulzer kind of has a look on his face as he's walking by. I think Ratty might have just missed it then. But
yeah, that looks like a what just happened kind of look.
yeah. Unfortunate, but Stonehill starts on AIC's 49, so now the D-line in particular is going to have to really earn his stripes here.
Did Roddy come off the sideline, or is he still in?
He's on the sideline again.
This might be a development. Pump, going deep, wide open receiver, and misses him. That was close. Bryson Carter had a step on everybody and his brother.
Unfortunately, for Stonehill, the only thing he didn't have a step on was the football, because the football had a step on him. It was thrown over his head by about 5 yards. If Stone King lays that one in there where it needs to be, it's 10-3 or 10-0, excuse me, because that was
great pump.
Just broke down.
Great pump, beautiful throw, just couldn't finish. Another play action again. They got the tight end in the flat. He's going to throw it up there again and see what happens, and it's incomplete.
Jackson just getting a piece of that, I think. That is to say, Keith Jackson, as they tried to get Domerkant again. Pretty well placed ball, certainly catchable, but the defense this time, number 24, coming up and just doing enough to prevent the completion. And now Stonehill facing 3rd down and 10, and AIC kind of knows that they have to throw it here.
No penalties here for the Yellow Jackets. That is what they need. No penalties.
They got the DB, Micah Brown, set up as a wide receiver on the right. Stonehill with 4 receivers. Very interesting.
I think that might be Cameron Alves.
You might be right. That was an 8 that looked like a 0. I was going to say that's a strange decision.
Felder gets swung out of bounds. No penalties this time. Jackson's fired up.
Yeah, really well done by the AIC defense. They answer the bell.
Yep, that is Jackson. Okay, just making sure.
Stonehill gaining a total of 2 yards on that swing pass. It's 4th and 8. Make them punt. Make them go 3 and out. And hope that your return team can do some damage. Xavier Torres is back in position to receive this punt.
Pretty good punt.
Yeah, it ends up going out of place, so no return. It's out at about, we'll see where they end up marking this, 25. So the Yellow Jackets will get another shot at it. Like we said, defense answers the bell. Can the offense now do the same? Been given a second shot at taking the lead after the first drive stalled. I'm sure Coach Culver is going to make a couple of adjustments, but I'm sure also Stonehill's defense will make some adjustments. After all, they did give up the one decent-sized run to the quarterback, and that's something that at this point is no secret to anybody, that Jason can put it down and take it himself. So you've got to always have a linebacker on the quarterback. they didn't, and it cost them.
The mild play fake overshoots everything.
I think that might have been a mix-up with the route as Javon Adams zigged when DeMille thought he was going to zag. I think he thought that was going to be a go route, and Adams instead cut back over the middle. The ball ended up zipping way over his head. It was really not in the area of anybody because I think it was a blown communication.
So he goes off the sideline right away. 2nd and 10 coming up here. Another throw attempt, we think. The throw is on the run. McGuire can't hang on. Everybody's got butterfingers to start the day.
Just out of his reach. I mean, that was really well done by DeMille to buy himself some time by spinning to the right, and he had a man wide open. The one thing that's a good thing if you're AIC here is what you're seeing over and over is that the receiver is open. The last play, Adams was wide open where he was. That play, McGuire was open where he was. If you can just get the ball in, the Yellow Jackets can do some significant damage.
3rd and 10. Intuition tells me that this is probably going to be another pass.
And Stonehill as well because they only bring 3 linemen.
Broken up. No flag.
Yeah, batted down. It was aimed at Kequan Jamison, and it was swatted out of the air. Stonehill, again, 3rd and 10, and so you drop 8 men back into dime coverage, and there's really not a whole lot that AIC could have done on that one as the coverage that time was good. The reality is what you could have done is completed one of the first 2 passes, and so AIC will have to punt because they didn't.
That's a better punt for Marty. Special teams trying to corral him, and it takes 2 or 3 men to bring down the return man, but they are able to do so.
Yeah, 1 block, that was well put, but not a whole lot else as the second level of defenders came in, and the receiver just got bottled up before he could do anything with it. So Stonehill will start this time on the 40. Let's see what they adjust after getting swamped by AIC's defense.
We shall see.
One thing is interesting is that AIC's defended well despite not getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Stone King has had time, but AIC's backs have done a great job of just shutting the receivers off for the most part. And, of course, the front line on run plays has done its job.
Play fake caught. That is, who do we have here? That is Chase Conrad.
Yeah, it's gain of 7. They'll mark forward progress, of course, as he was wrapped up and pushed back. Actually did break out just as the whistle had already blown, and some of the Skyhawks players were a little annoyed at that because he potentially could have gotten away, but the referee had already stopped play.
Stone King sends a man in motion. Run to Felder. Nothing.
Forward progress will be worth about 1.5 yards. It gives them 3rd and short. Only about 1.5 yards to go to the line to gain, but Tolbert getting in on the stop, and yet another big 3rd down. With 3rd and 2, you do have plenty of options open in terms of running the ball, but they are going to put 2 receivers outside. The extra protection on the line and with the quarterback, though, suggests to me that they're going to run this again.
I was going to say, that look kind of screamed option to me, but it was not an option play.
It's a good old-fashioned handoff to the running back, have a fullback block, go up to the left side, gain 4, and get a 1st down. And it's a play that's in every playbook from the Pop Warner level all the way up to the NFL.
And you hate to say it again, but Roddy's still not back on defense.
Felder breaking through to the 2nd level. Some good blocks by the Skyhawks as they gain probably 8. They're starting to get through, and I don't think it's a case of fatigue here for the Yellow Jackets. I think it's a case of eventually the O-line is going to make some adjustments.
They go with that 2-back set again. Felder tries to change direction. AIC says, nah, that's not going to happen.
Well, there you go. And AIC responds with a good stop. He barely got back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a third down and about 1.5 again. So the question is this time, can AIC get that penetration? If I'm Stonehill here, and I think AIC is expecting a run, this is where you play action and try to get a receiver in single coverage.
Maybe a screen, something of that nature.
Because you've got 3 men to the right side, so they're not even disguising it here. That's interesting. And it is the run, and they get it.
That looked like at first glance to be a different number. I'll wait till he gets up to confirm.
Might have been Corbett, number 10.
I believe you're right. I thought it was 10, but I wasn't 100% sure. Oh, I think Roddy just got back into the game on defense, so that's good. Good to see him back in.
And back out there is another run play.
Corbett's still in, and he gets backed up.
Yep, again, forward progress gets to a gain of about 1.5, but AIC for the most part has done a good job of preventing the big play, that one pass notwithstanding, but as Stonehill has rushed 12 times for 22 yards, that is not a good average. They've only thrown the ball only had 3 receptions, so
they're going to try the play action here, try to change that. Now it's 4 receptions. That looks like 83. That is Connor Walsh.
And it's Connor Walsh, and it is Keith Jackson slamming the door shut, sealing it off. Gain of about 4. It brings up a 3rd and 5, maybe 6. And again, the Yellow Jackets now in a better position because it takes some of the run plays out of the book. You need to be able to get 6, and they haven't been able to get 6. So we'll see if AIC drops one of those linebackers back into a nickel-type coverage. At the moment, they're setting up as if they're playing a standard 4-3 with one of the linebackers on the line, but we'll see where they end up going to.
Officially 3rd and 6. The Stone King gets the ball, and it is dropped. Ball wasn't dropped by Cam Bowes, the tight end.
Yeah, Antoine Golson was on him, and I don't know if Golson got a hand on the ball or just in his face enough to cause a problem, but either way, the Yellow Jackets will force Stonehill to... Are they going for a field goal here? Because this is going to be a bomb of a kick and a timeout. They're going to make Stonehill think about it, but yeah, they had the field goal unit out onto the field here now. Kicking from the 32, yeah, it's 7, so it's close to a 50-yard field goal, Anthony. 49-yard attempt. I mean, that's it. Obviously, on 4th and 6, it's tough to risk going for it because there's not a lot of plays you can run.
Yep,
you know it's going to be a pass. But asking your kicker to make a 49-yard field goal is, it's NFL kickers miss those all the time. That is not an easy distance to hit from.
I was going to say before I saw Xavier Torres trot out there that I would put a man deep to possibly return this thing because it has happened. You see it in the CFL quite a bit, especially with the longer field.
Yeah, I mean, certainly doesn't hurt to have somebody back there just in case.
We've seen kick sixes happen before. For the college football fans watching this, you may remember the prayer in Jardiniere with Alabama and Auburn, which was just a crazy moment.
108-yard return, if I remember right.
Something like that.
It was at the back of the end zone, and he went all the way.
Yeah, it was a miss, and then they took it all the way back at the gun. Auburn upsets Alabama. And they removed the man deep. Torres is no longer deep. They might just try to go for the straight-up block here.
It's going to have to be a good kick.
He got it!
He hit it. Wow. That's impressive. He didn't have much more to give on that. Probably about 52, 53 yards tops, but he didn't have to. It's like Justin Tucker hitting it off the upright and in. It didn't have to go any further than that.
I was having flashbacks to Nick Folk against Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Bong.
Yeah. Well, Tucker's hit the bar and went in, of course, and that one did not. It cleared it, but this is what I get for questioning the kicker's leg power. Good for Perry Shelbred, who right now is the player of the game through 13 minutes and 14 seconds. He's got
Special teams.
He's got all 6 points.
Special teams.
Kickers are people too.
So Perry Shelbred 6, AIC 0.
Yep. Hey, good for him. Good for him. And do your job. You know, you're asked to do one thing, and it's kick the ball through the uprights. He did it. And he did it twice. First one, a 30-yard field goal. Definitely, like, within the reasonable, makeable range. 49's pushing it, but clearly not pushing it quite enough. He still had a couple more yards to give.
Bunched up look. Gee, I wonder what's going to happen here.
Well.
Nope.
I'd love to have it just happen that, like, the kicker, like, trips and falls on the ball and ends up with a 15-yard penalty there.
That would not be ideal.
Well, if you're the receiving team, it would be. Here we go.
Kobe Miranda. No, that's not Kobe. That's number 7. I will check his number for in a second. But he did not get very far. That was Tommy Smith. So used to seeing him wear number 1.
Yeah, and good work by the Skyhawk special teams unit again. This time the kick return defense.
Flag down, I think.
Was it behind the play, or did somebody lose a towel again? That's no, that's an official's flag. And it is just hanging out back there, and I don't think.
Oh.
So it was actually a flag. Okay.
I was going to say, if it was a towel, okay, guys, keep the towels on the sideline or get rid of them.
Yeah, no, the official actually called offsides, and somebody should probably go pick that up now so that there's no confusion later. But yeah, so AIC will gain 5 yards from the end of the return.
Whose flag is it, guys? Somebody go get it.
I
don't think they're going to go get it.
Well, hopefully nobody trips on it.
That would not be good.
And I'm sure as the play gets closer, whichever.
Can we throw a flag on the flag for interference?
The side judge just yelled to the back judge to go grab that, and he just did.
Can you throw a flag on a flag for interference?
Maybe.
Is that a new thing? How many points does that get you?
Which team gets penalized?
I know, right?
You can't really take 15 yards from the officials.
Can you, though? Chase Speller trying to get wide, and he gets decked.
Gains about 2.5, maybe 3 even.
How many points would you get if you throw a flag on a flag?
I don't know. I presume it's like 3. Let's go with 3. It seems to make sense.
We're going to consult the rule book.
Yeah, I don't know.
We have our best people on it. We'll get back to you, folks. I made Seth laugh. Mission accomplished.
Stonehill showing blitz.
They're itching to get there. That's Tommy Smith again, and he stays up. Is he taken down from behind? I believe he is.
Yep. But a gain of 10 and a first down. And that's what you need if you're AIC. Find those soft areas. Get those 6, 7, 8, 9-yard checkdowns.
I'm a little surprised AIC's not going with tempo here.
Well, it's only the first quarter, and it's only a 6-point game. You don't need to run the 2-minute offense yet.
Well, some college teams like to do that a fair amount, sometimes all the time, depending on the air raid or what have you. I thought maybe they could switch it up a little bit, but they're content with going what the game plan is right now. DeMile's going to try to run a flag is down back in the area of what's probably going to be a hold or something of that origin.
Yep, holding already on the offense, and that's going to cost AIC not only the 10-yard run, but also another 10 yards, and it's going to be 1st and 20. Which is unfortunate as DeMille got to the line to gain there. And a couple people on the AIC sideline were a little bit irritated that as DeMille was sliding, he did get hit. Could have been, of course, a call on hitting a defenseless running back. But the officials let it go. I mean, it was not deliberate, obviously, in the sense that it wasn't late. Just kind of the guy had already committed to the tackle when DeMille slid. So a fine line, though. But now AIC's really got something to have to figure out. They do have single coverage on the outside, though.
They're just going to play a conservative with a handoff to Speller. Probably not what the crowd wanted to see, but
it's going to set them up with 2nd and 17 at the start of the second quarter as we've reached the end of the first, with the Skyhawks leading by 2 field goals, 6-0. Here on the NE10 Now Network. Anthony, has been a defensive struggle for both teams
Struggle.
Really, it has. I mean, you look at both teams under 30 rushing yards through the first quarter. Stonehill averaging 2 yards a carry, AIC averaging 3. 7 receptions between the two teams on 16 attempts. So under 50% passing for both squads.
It's been weird.
Yeah, it has been. It has certainly been very weird, and it's a sign that the defenses are good, obviously, but certainly not what you want if you're AIC in terms of being able to get anything going. At least Stonehill has managed to get itself some points on field goals. As the New England Cross Country Championships women's varsity race is underway officially out in Boston. We'll get you updates as they come in and become available.
How long is it from Springfield to Boston?
We have a drive. It's about an hour and a half, give or take, depending on traffic, as we're underway here in the second. Speller back to the original line of scrimmage there, Anthony. A good run, a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 10. I mean, actually 3rd and 9, excuse me. But yeah, manageable at least, considering you were 20 yards out. I mean, 9 yards. Obviously, it's going to have to be a passing play, so Stonehill's going to drop back at least into nickel coverage, if not dime coverage, with their 3-man front, which means DeMild will have time.
You would think.
Question is he going to be able to find somebody open? They do have single coverage on the outside left.
Maybe a type of shell coverage look as one of the DBs tries to move up a little bit and then goes back. So kind of has that shell look to it.
DeMild's in trouble.
He's in big trouble.
He's
down.
Oh,
and the ball. Oh, no.
No, they blew the whistle before it came out, though. Yeah, the protection just failed there for the Yellow Jackets, unfortunately, and Stonehill brought 5. So they bet rightly that AIC was expecting them to only bring 3. Brought the extra, and because of the way it collapsed around DeMild, he couldn't get free to get the throw off to the left side because that receiver on the left was probably not the first read on that particular play. By the time DeMild was able to turn, he was already being dragged down.
In some cases, some people may consider that a coverage sack, giving that credit to the giving that credit to the secondary. Could be a little bit of both in that regard, and as a line drive punt goes to the return man, and he goes down. That is Carter again.
Yep, to the 42. But yeah, to your point, you're right. I mean, part of the reason why that the defensive line was able to get to DeMild is that there was good coverage on the first couple of targets, and he had to take that extra time to try to find an open man. But either way, it's good penetration. That they got to him quickly, bottled him up quickly, kind of pushed AIC's O-line off the mark. Halftime at St. Thomas Aquinas leads AIC field hockey 1-0, by the way, on the first half goal.
Stone King back to work with Felder giving the handoff, trying to kind of a slow developing play there. I don't know if that was by design, and AIC's got to be careful for excessiveness on the stop again.
Yep, gain of about 2, but Tolbert right there. And once again, AIC's defensive line has certainly shown up to work today. They have really bottled up Stonehill's run game, which has been the most important part of its offense. So Coach Kulzer and his crew with the right game plan, and the gentlemen on the defense are certainly executing.
That is going to be a caught pass by Cam Bowes, excuse me.
Yeah, good work by Stone King to get that ball through some defense, to get it to his man. They get the first down. Stone King pays the price because Tolbert got to him, but it was just after the pass was released. You as a quarterback, every now and again you're going to get popped, but that time able to make the play when he needed to.
Hand off to Felder. Not a ton.
Again, gain just of 2. Stonehill have, for the most part, been held under 4 yards per carry very few long runs for the Skyhawks, which is a good sign for the AIC defense.
This is
I mean, you think about how bad Southern Connecticut just torched them, and so the fact that they've been able to make this good of an adjustment.
Speaking of the AIC defense, interesting here. Tolbert just left the field, which you don't always see a lot of.
Gain of about 3.5 on that rush as they bounce to the outside. Yeah, I mean, Tolbert needs a break every now and again. He can't be in every play. They're giving him a little bit of a breather, and still a good stop, 3rd and 5. As Casanova comes in on the stop on that one. And again, if you're AIC, you just need one more stop here. And with all apologies to the Skyhawk kicker, Perry Shelbred, from where the ball is presently as a 60-yard field goal, I don't think so.
Well, if they get a couple more yards, you never know. With what we've seen today, Stone King tries to step up, and it is intercepted!
That's Terrell Wallace, and it got through not one but 2 Skyhawk sets of hands to get to Wallace. That is not an interception that's on the quarterback. That's an interception that should be charged to the receivers. You talked about Butterfingers. They had butter, Crisco, and olive oil all mixed in.
Oh,
clearly.
my.
Because that slipped right through, like I said, 2 sets of hands, and finally gets to Wallace. That is a huge momentum swing for the Yellow Jackets, and if you're AIC, you got to be thankful that happened, because it probably shouldn't have. Again, you feel for Stone King, because that's not his fault at all, 100%.
We all remember that scene from The Wizard of Oz. Butter, Crisco, and olive oil. Oh, my. I made something off twice today. I'm doing pretty good. Do we have a quarterback change? We do.
Yeah, Prince Olabakinde is out there. Just Jason DeMild is on the sideline right now being worked on by Jess Raniero, the athletic trainer.
I saw him trying to, do a little sidestepping, maybe just getting some treatment, or we hope nothing is wrong.
They're wrapping up his foot by the look of it, so maybe he just needs to be retaped. But that's why you have 2 quarterbacks, right?
Exactly.
Same reason you have 2 goalies.
My initial thought is that when we thought he lost the ball, ruled the dead, that something might have happened on that play. That's my prediction, as Davila gets another handoff.
Yeah, good dive forward, gain of 4, 3rd down and 1, very manageable. Olabakinde not as fast as DeMille, but he's bigger, and on a play like this, his size might come in handy if you call the QB keeper up the middle. He can push his way through a little bit more effectively in that regard. Not that DeMille is not strong. Olabakinde is just bigger. He's just about a couple inches taller and just a bigger frame.
They're going to give him a chance to throw, and Ramsey can't hang on.
That's unfortunate for AIC, because he hits the receiver, what would have been a 1st down. Moment of truth for AIC, and I know it's tough to call it here, but I'd like to see them go for it. They're not
going to.
But
I don't necessarily agree with the play call there, in all honesty.
Yeah, I mean, that pass, if he holds on to it, it's a 1st down. You're not looking to light the world on fire there. It's 3rd down. You just want to get to the line to gain. But
I thought that maybe just for the time being they were going to let Olabakinde kind of manage the game a little bit and just give him another handoff. But if they wanted to roll the dice a little bit, I can certainly understand that. But
and again, I mean, it's not a high-level play. It's just a quick toss to a man cutting over the middle, and he hit the receiver dead on the hands. I mean, it's nothing Olabakinde did wrong. And it's not I don't think it's a bad play call there. It's just obviously unfortunate that the receiver doesn't hang on.
It was a little unexpected play call, we'll call it.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly, I think everybody was expecting another run, which in turn may be why AIC called that. Again,
fooled me. Fooled us.
Simple passing play. I'm not super surprised by it. I mean, Coach Kulzer is a disciple of Coach Wilkins after all, and Coach Wilkins was never afraid to do the unexpected, as that's a terrible pass right into the ground.
That was not good. That was not good.
Yeah, Stone King just missed.
Misfire. Happens from time to time.
Yeah, do be like that sometimes.
DeMile's still kind of working on the sideline. He looks like he's itching to get back in.
Yeah, he certainly is not happy about not being on the field. I know that. A very competitive young man.
He's going to try to jog a little bit. as Stone King hands off, and that was Corbett again, and he got loose.
Corbett on the carry.
And I think the fall forward, he is just able to get the first down, unfortunately for AIC. So first time we've seen the Yellow Jackets give up a 7-8 yard run like that in a while.
Another handoff here, and he gets body pressed down by, that looks like Kyle Jackson, Tolbert, and number 9, that is Fabian Thames. A hat trick of players. There's another hockey reference for
There
you,
you
Seth.
go. Yeah, that was Jermaine Corbett on the run that time, and trying to bounce to the outside again, a gain of 2.5. Not great, but decent enough to bring up 2nd and 7, and we'll see if they do it again with 2 receivers on either side.
Play fake rolling right, and it is caught. That is Alves.
Cameron Alves open on the sideline, gain of about 20, one of the better plays we've seen Stonehill run. Protection to the left, and Stone King rolls to his right to hit his man.
The result of the completion is a Stonehill first down.
So well executed by the Hawks.
44.
Play fake,
Stone King's pass is
and he is loose. Number 8 again.
Cameron Elves.
Yeah,
Alex Silva
Alves
with the
open.
stop.
Silva able to drag him down by the back of the leg, but Stonehill's offense starting to churn. This is the best they've looked all game. And they are deep into AIC territory on the 25.
Bose goes in motion again. They love doing that with the tight ends. They've been doing that since the word go. Deep shot here, going incomplete.
Stone King's pass is
Kyle Jackson says, get out. Gets his hand on the ball, knocks it away. Well done in single coverage. You know, when you got a cornerback on a receiver like that, you need the CB to be smart. Obviously, you don't want to take a pass interference penalty there, but he just sealed up, kept the receiver out of range, and swatted the ball away.
They've been looking for Domercans on big plays.
He's been their big man go-to.
Quick throw. Nice read there by the other Jackson.
pass is complete
And Connor Walsh
to Connor
didn't
Walsh.
get free.
Still a gain of 7, though, and it brings up a manageable 3rd and 3.
Number 24, Keith Jackson.
And we'll see what Stonehill does if they elect to go back to the run now with it being within that kind of range.
19-yard line brings up a 3rd down and 4.
Well, it's been a mixed bag lately for the Skyhawks. Wouldn't surprise me if we see a trick play here, the way it's been going. Oh, AIC jumped.
Flag on the play.
Yellow Jackets just gave Stonehill a first down.
That's unfortunate for AIC, considering the situation that they are in.
Placement of the ball is the 14-yard line. Stonehill 1st and 10.
So, AIC's defense in a little bit of trouble here, especially if they punch it in.
Penalties cost them 3 before. Is it going to cost them 6 this time?
Wildcat again, Felder,
Felder on the carry.
nothing.
Yeah, he's going backwards. Loss for 3.
By number 47, Trevor Catlin.
Catlin got in there into the fray to keep it contained,
Back to the 18-yard line.
trying to keep AIC on their toes.
Bringing up a 2nd down and 14.
Long way to go for Stonehill as they go back to the 2-back look. Felder trying to get something, and he's just had a struggle.
Well, that's AIC being ready for it, and now third down and a boatload. I think if you're Stonehill, you probably take a shot at the end zone, and if it doesn't work, your kicker's done his job all day long. You take the 3.
Domer can't again, potentially, on a big play ball.
Well, they're going to send trips wide receivers to the left, so they're going to try to open something up.
It wouldn't surprise me if they look for Domer Kant again on a fade, the way it's been going. They're going to try the other side. Everybody's out of bounds, so even if the ball was caught or he came back in, he would be the first man to touch the pass going out, and he wasn't forced out, so he wouldn't be able to reestablish. Wouldn't have been a penalty anyway.
Yeah, that was not a catchable ball, so good work by the AIC defense to just force Stonehill to give it up. They'll hold the Skyhawks to another 3.
In to attempt the 34-yard field goal.
This one's going to be from 34 yards out, so should be makeable.
Block appears to be on for AIC.
He's not going to short this one, I'll tell you that.
The kick is up and through. Actually, no, it's not.
Wide right. He makes the 49 and misses the 34. How about that? The Yellow Jackets catch a break. And now with 5 minutes left to go before halftime, knowing that you get the ball back to start the second half.
The old Belichick.
Take advantage.
Take advantage.
And you can probably hear me slamming my hand down on the counter in here, and I'm going to do it again. Take advantage. You've been given a gift. You should be down 9-0, maybe more. You're not. It's a one-possession game. Your offense hasn't done much. It can redeem itself here. Put yourself in the lead going into halftime, knowing that you get the ball back. You've got to do something with this drive if you're AIC.
No counters were harmed in the making of this production.
As counterintuitive as that sounds. You're welcome.
Oh, why do they keep putting us together? Meanwhile, DeMild's back in. And he's going to throw right away. Ramsey's there.
Play fake worked to perfection for AIC that time as they got Ramsey in a soft area of the defense again. Nobody right on him, able to make the catch. Gain of 10, first down, move the sticks. As Eric Lang would say, LFG. And it's a gain of 14, by the way.
If you don't know that what the abbreviation stands for, we can't say it.
Yeah. I'm not getting a $25,000 fine from the FCC. But I think
Is that how much it would be? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on me, not the school.
Yeah,
so
I don't think that's in the budget.
that is definitively not.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Samad Davila.
Gain of 1. Just trying to go up the middle, trying to catch the defense. It didn't work. Well done by...
Uh-oh. We got a man down for AIC, and he's holding a knee.
Uh-oh. I don't know who that is. I can't really... It's
64.
So that is a...
Jared
that's
Durand, the left guard for AIC. And he is in some pain at the moment and some discomfort. So AIC and Stonehill are going to take advantage and do kind of a powwow, if you will, on each side, just to kind of keep everybody dialed in as they get Durand some attention.
And just, gathering together and trying to figure out the next play. If you're AIC, the tough part of this, of course, right now is that that's your left guard. That's a tough...
Can't do much without an offensive line.
Yeah, Alexei Oluva will be the replacement in all likelihood if Durand can't continue, as...
He's still on his back.
Yeah, he's getting looked at by Jess Raniero and also by... Is that Kevin Constant or is that JJ Pignataro out there? Can't quite tell with the mask on. And now Coach Kulzer is going to come out and take a look, too.
That's not usually a good sign.
And he's going to need some help getting up. How much weight can he put on it is the other question. He's walking on his own.
Okay. That's good.
That's a really good sign, because if it were a significant knee injury, he would not be putting any weight on it, and he's not even limping. Now they're going to give him a little help, but the fact that he could walk at all, put weight on now, he's going, nah, I got this. A little gingerly, but coming off on his own.
Just glad we didn't need the cart.
Yeah, for real. They'll let him get off the field here.
And he'll get it looked at, and hopefully he'll be all right. Too early to say if we'll see him again in the game, but we wish him the best and we'll hope for the best.
I think you let him get to halftime. That gives him almost half an hour to, get himself right. If it is more than that.
Oh, that was a buzzsaw series of events in that one.
Yeah, the defense trying to do its best to contain AIC. Davila trying to find a hole, bouncing left, bouncing right. Nothing was there. Well done by the Skyhawks, and it brings up 3rd and 10.
Well,
Gut check time.
Said it against Bentley. We'll say it again. Davila has played in the slot before. We have not seen that yet again. You were maybe, if you're trying to just get him some touches, kind of keep him engaged. Not to say that he's, not checking. Not that he's checking out, but just to get him some touches, because this offense is better when he's being explosive in space.
Well, he's going to run out like a receiver here.
And DeMile's going to get decked for it because he wasn't there to protect him.
Stonehill brought 3 and hammered the quarterback immediately. That is a failure of the offensive line, and it was the spot where Jared Durand would have been that they got through. And if that doesn't tell you how important your guards are, I don't know what does. That is.
Do not underrate the importance of the offensive line. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Ask a team like Wisconsin, who usually has a very good offensive line. Granted, they don't look spectacular this season, but they have a history of phenomenal line play. It's the engine of what they do.
Good punt by Rojas Portilla, and it gets a friendly roll all the way down to the 37-yard line of Stonehill. Yeah, I mean, if you can't protect your quarterback, you've got nothing.
Exactly.
And that was rolling until Durand got hurt, and then immediately AIC can't do anything on offense. When you are able to get that penetration, you get that time, and Stonehill, I think, just took a 15-yard penalty for not being bright. It's an unsportsmanlike by the look of it, as AIC's defenders are clapping. I don't know who or what that was, but the flag comes down and 3 guys on the Yellow Jackets start clapping. That's good.
It is unsportsmanlike. Mike is cutting out, so we couldn't hear exactly who it was.
I thought he said 15, which would be the safety Mason Lorick, but certainly a painful lesson for Stonehill now about converting penalties and just playing smart.
And a reminder to everybody that if you get 2 of those, you are DONE for the day.
Yeah. And it pushes Stonehill back from, instead of the 37, they're now on the 22. And, obviously 2:51 to go is plenty of time, especially when you have 3 timeouts, but you don't want to have to go any further than you need to.
Stone King hands off to Felder, and he has just been trying his best. He's trying his darnest to get free.
Did a little better there in gain of about 6, as he did get to the linebacker layer that time. So just breaking through, and Thompson with the stop. I think 2nd down and 3 is certainly much more manageable than the 2nd down and 8 and 9 that they had been having. Single coverage on the outside on both receivers.
Stone King play fake going to the left, and that is a woo! Wow, nice job.
Yeah, wide open for the Skyhawks that time is Bryson Carter, and he runs into the AIC bench, but not before getting the 1st down and a gain of just shy of 20.
It looks like he got both feet in. You only need 1 in college, but it looks like he got both.
Oh, he definitely had both feet in. He probably took 2 steps before stepping out.
Stone King under duress. Here comes Tolbert and friend. That is number 19. That is Ahmad Araba. He's still here.
Yeah, he is only a junior. And yeah, it's that time they got to Stone King, and all he could do was throw it near to a receiver. It didn't get to the line of scrimmage, but because an eligible receiver was in the area, it's just an incomplete pass, and you're not going to get called for grounding. Nevertheless, good penetration by the AIC defensive line.
Tolbert's having a better day than he did against Bentley.
Oh, certainly. Tolbert's... And I don't think they've keyed in on Tolbert as much, which has allowed him to do a little bit more, obviously, but...
Batted down. That is
Latrell
Hollis. Nice play. Really nice play.
Get him a badge. He's part of the SWAT team. Able to just get in and get the hand on it.
Oh, that was good. I'm going to give you that one.
3rd down and 10, too, for the Yellow Jackets defense.
I've never heard that.
This is a moment. The Yellow Jackets need a stop here. They give themselves one more opportunity to even things up before halftime.
Money down here. 3rd and 10. Duran getting some work done on the sideline still. Stone King looking for Domerkant, and Domerkant's got it! Domerkant, 1st and goal for the Skyhawks. Big play again.
He got a step on Jackson, brought down at the 10-yard line, but a gain of 45 yards. The biggest play of the game for the Skyhawks, and suddenly they are banging on the door.
Felder trying to get in.
Gain of about 5.
Jason Thompson in on the stop.
Second and goal coming up, and AIC needs something big to happen here. Felder might have a lane. He gets wrapped up, and a flag is down.
I think this is going to be a hold on Stonehill. Now, if you're AIC, the question is, do you want to give them 2nd down again and 15, or do you want to have them hold them to 3rd down and 5? They'll take the call. So 2nd down and a boatload now.
Well, the one bright spot in that situation for Stonehill is that the playbook is a little more open because of the distance, so you can try to throw it and dial up your best pass play.
Yeah, and certainly some of those routes over the middle that'll be just less clogged up.
Maybe a seam. We haven't seen Cam Bowes or any of the tight ends really make like a big play per se, but a tight end up the seam done well is hard to stop.
Yeah, I see with defense tight to the line at this point, though. They're going for broke here. I think they're going to try to get the quarterback.
Noah Canty is the tight end. Stone King
And
is brought down.
It's exactly what for AIC as Latrell Hollis smokes Stone King, and they did take the risk bringing the house, but it works out, and now 3rd down and forever to go. The ball is all the way back on the 19. The Skyhawks, I think, will take one punch at the end zone, call a timeout if it doesn't work, and then...
Someone's getting a timeout right now, and that's because there's an injury.
There's a Yellow Jacket, or excuse me, a Skyhawk on the field.
That's number 1. That is Justin Felder, I believe.
And that is not the guy you want to be down. Not that you want any of your guys to be down, but he has been a key piece for them here today. And, yeah, he was set up as a receiver on that play, and he is getting helped off the field, walking mostly under his own power, though, which is obviously a good sign.
Could have just been a cramp.
Yeah. Late in the half, he's been busy.
Not very hot, but you can still cramp up.
Oh, yeah. If you're
I can tell you from experience.
if you're dehydrated, it's not hard to have that happen. I've certainly had my fair share of Charlie horses. And Stonehill had called the timeout anyway, so...
1 minute. Requires 10-second runoff. Stonehill is elected to take a timeout with the runoff. Clock will start with snap. Timeout. Stonehill. There's 2 remaining.
So the Skyhawks take their timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff. It's a rule in the NCAA on an injury in the final minute of a quarter that they run off 10 seconds, but Stonehill uses a timeout to prevent that. And again, they got 2 timeouts to give and 18 seconds to go, so who cares, right? Like, of course you take that timeout. It gives you time to dial up any play you want, and if you get to the end zone, great. If not, if you get stopped short, you run the clock down to 1 second, you take your other timeout, you kick your field goal, and try to make it 9-0 going into the half.
3rd and 19 coming up. Tremaine Corbett into the game to take Felder's place, who has seen a fair amount of action.
Extra protection on the line and trips wide receivers to the right.
Going for broke, and he's not going to get into the end zone.
And down to about the 5. So now
Do you go for it?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the question. Do you take the shot? And the
Nope.
answer is no. They're going to bring the field goal unit. And I think that's the right decision. I don't think you're leading here, and it's only a one-possession game right now. You can make it a two-possession game by getting the field goal. You're going to have to kick it off, and AIC is going to get one play. We'll see if the Yellow Jackets elect to take a shot or if they just go into the halftime knowing that they're going to get the ball back.
Shellbread trying to make it happen again.
He
does.
That makes it 3 for 4, 9 points. And he missed the one from moderate distance, but, again, hitting the one from long, you can kind of almost take one for the other because I don't know if you necessarily really expected him to hit that 50-yard field goal. So, 9 points and all of them by the kicker. He's had himself a half. And if you're Stonehill, you've got to be unhappy that you haven't been able to get into the end zone at all. And obviously, if you're the Yellow Jackets, you're even more unhappy because you haven't even been within field goal range.
You are borderline ticked off.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Kulzer is going to have some things to say with the offense. Defense has done its job pretty well for the most part. And again, no touchdowns. You've held Stonehill to 4 field goal attempts. Some big plays at times. And at some point, the offense has got to hold up its end of the bargain. The defense has done its job brilliantly. Speaking of needing the offense to uphold its end of the bargain, 1-0 St. Thomas Aquinas after 3. AIC just one shot on that field hockey game.
And who has the shot? Curious minds want to know.
Cameron Cook. And it was wide, unfortunately, as here comes the kickoff.
Squib. I can understand that.
Yeah, you're just trying to slow things down. There's
Flag
a flag
down
and a block in the back.
And it's a shame because Kobe Miranda had a pretty nice return.
Now, the clock ran out anyway, so it's not going to matter. So Stonehill's going to decline the penalty and go to halftime. Well, the Yellow Jackets, work to do. As they call the block in the back, and like I said, Stonehill obviously turning that down. And so we will go to halftime 9-0. Obviously, if you're AIC, the offense has got to be better. The defense has been fantastic.
Yep.
I think if you're Stonehill, though, you're feeling the same way.
Definitely.
Defense has been fantastic. Offense has got to be better.
Yep.
Maybe not quite as many adjustments to make because they have been able to get some plays, but the fact that you've been held to 4 field goal attempts if you're Stonehill is not going to make you happy.
So the score at halftime is Perry Shellbread 9, AIC 0.
I was going to say, Perry Shellbread 9, everybody else 0. Good for him. But we'll take a break here on the NE10 Now. Now we're going to be back with the second half in about 15 minutes. Back here for the third quarter of action. The Yellow Jackets trail the Skyhawks 9-0. Final result from field hockey, 1-0. St. Thomas Aquinas gets the win. Waiting results from the New England Championships in cross country. And we mentioned softball as well. Or softball, what am I talking? They are playing tomorrow against Assumption in a fall ball game. Volleyball is going to be underway by this point. They are a 1 o'clock start at Pace. So we will get you the results there. And I'll check that. It's St. Mike's. Wrong direction as we get ready for the second half kickoff. And they are not. That's the wrong day on the calendar. They are at Pace. I just clicked the wrong day on the calendar.
Number 3, Kobe Miranda.
You had one job, Seth.
I'm not good at math, okay?
Nobody is. That's why we're I don't think we're good at math, which is why we're all here.
Danny Hurley.
Well, they're going to keep trying to fake that onside kick because why not? We're on the same wavelength. Tommy Smith will return it. Has a little bit of a lane, not bad. Oh, okay.
Stepped out of bounds at about the 45, but that is a great return and a great start for the Yellow Jackets to have the ball that far up the field to begin things. Certainly a good sign.
Not too shabby at all.
AIC leading the first set. Actually, just won the first set. 25-15. So there's your volleyball update.
And we're going to go back to football just for a quick second here because Alexi Olovo is still in as the left guard because Jared Duran got hurt, which leads me to believe that we will not see much, if any, of Duran, at least for a little bit, and Duran is still working on the sideline, trying to get back in. DeMile's going to get the party started with a deep ball, and it's incomplete.
And just out of the reach that time, looking for his wide receiver, Kequan Jameson. And good route run, just not quite able to get there.
Yep, we see Duran working on the sideline right now. I think he would like to try to get back in if he can, but we'll see. I don't know what that sound is.
It's the server here for this side of campus for internet is behind us, and every now and again it likes to beep for no reason. So
just letting you know it's here. I thought we broke the play clock or the scoreboard finally, but Speller is gonna get the handoff here and not get too much.
We broke the internet. Do have some results in terms of individuals. An individual winner, and in fact the individual first and second place on the men's side for New England's. I believe that would be Ezra Mutai taking the lead for the Yellow Jackets, but confirming with Coach Sharp now. But somebody won, and it was somebody in an AIC uniform, and that's the important part.
Ezra's very good. He's very talented.
Two-time national champion as a freshman, not bad.
Not bad at all. This pass is caught by Tommy Smith, and he will get down to the 40-yard line, and that is a first down.
Yeah, gain of 18, just a good route over the middle, wide open in that soft area in the defense, and big gain as a result. So the Yellow Jackets starting to move the field here in this second half.
Tight formation to the left side with three bunched. The mile play fake in a way, and he's going to get intercepted. I saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah, overthrown, and that ball was perfectly placed for Joey Katadanamo.
And insult to injury, Alexi Oluvo, the backup left guard, got a penalty. But Stonehill said, no thank you, sir. We would like to take the ball because our man just got a pick. We just got some pickage.
Yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow because that drive was going well. Now, if there's
Congratulations to Philip Maldonado. You are today's AIC Football.
Kobe Miranda comes off to the sideline, not very happy.
Philip Maldonado, you can claim your.
If there's anything good here for AIC, it's this. Stonehill is starting on its own 5, so they are very deep in their own territory. If you're the Yellow Jackets defense, you've got to attack the quarterback here.
Well, if I was the DC, I know what I would do.
Bring it.
Exactly.
I'll fake the handoff.
Domer can't. Yep, I was right. That was Domer can't, but he can't bring it in. And once again, they're looking for him from a big play.
Yeah, trying to get it quick to the outside on a fast route out to the sideline with single coverage again with the cornerback, but Jackson's there, and ball was really not catchable. That's kind of one of those set plays. It's a quick, just you know what you're going to do before it's even snapped. There's no question that that's where the ball is going. The QB's not looking anywhere.
Felder on the carry.
As Felder gets bottled up.
Got to be careful.
Yep, they had him wrapped up pretty well. And again, the Yellow Jackets getting the stops. Wallace and Silva getting the credit for the tackle. It's a gain of 2, third and a boatload. And again, money play for the AIC defense. Force the Skyhawks to give you the ball back.
You're wearing out that counter.
Wearing out my pinky finger, too. It's the bottom of my hand pounding on this thing.
Julian McIntosh getting retaped on the sideline as we get ready for a 3rd and 9 here. As the crowd wants something to happen.
Felder on the carry.
And
Stonehill with a run, and they're going to come up well short of the line to gain. About 2.5 yards. That's going to force a punt. I got a whole pile up over here. A couple players are just tangled up and needed a little help getting reset as Thompson with the tackle.
Coach Colzer was just having a spirited conversation with Rado Peyote. Not sure what that was about. And gave what appeared to be a good job to one of his defensive players, Terrell Wallace.
Yeah, Wallace certainly very involved, and he's done a good job today. Whole defense has. It's been brilliant as they nearly blocked the punt. Friendly roll and gets just over to midfield. It hit a Skyhawk player in the back.
And they were quick to jump on it.
So they'll mark the ball right at the 50. There is a flag down, and I hope AIC didn't just get called for roughing the kicker.
Well, 43 just said. That was Gates Keeler, who's a linebacker and fullback. He walked up. I heard him say, "I didn't touch nobody." I think the officials disagree.
Yep, and Stonehill has the ball because of it. It's a first down because the 5 yards puts them over the line.
It's been that kind of day.
That is absolutely unacceptable if you're AIC.
Well, he is firmly believing that he didn't touch anybody, but so
they did. They're two different guys that ran into the kicker there, and you can't do that. You cannot. You 3 fantastic defensive plays. You would have had the ball at midfield, and you just cost your team the ball, and now Stonehill gets new life.
Fans, we'd like to thank our sponsor for today's game, Springfield Pine Incorporated, Domino's Pizza for supporting Yellow Jackets football and the AIC Athletic Department. We greatly appreciate their support of our student athletes.
All right, so Stone King and Stonehill, I'm just noticing that, are now going to get another opportunity. Play fake, another flag.
This one's going to be on Stonehill, though. It's going to be a hold at the line.
Well, I almost just made the same mistake Seth did. It looked like number 0, but it was number 8. So that usually means an offensive lineman was not quite exactly
They
where he
said
needs to
5
be.
men in the backfield, yeah, so they didn't. Somebody was not on the line.
Yep, and if you're not on the line, you're in the backfield. In this situation. Which is a little strange because you usually don't imagine offensive linemen in backfield in the same thought or the same breath, but that's just how they classify it. The crowd wants something positive to happen.
Also, first down and 15. Pinned back at the 12. Now, if you're the defense, you got to make some more plays, but certainly doable.
Felder.
Felder on the carry.
Pretty good carry at that, getting through to the second level, back up to the 20, gain of 8.
Silva
And second and 7.
One of the better runs he's had today.
Yeah, they haven't had a lot of them.
Yeah, both running games are struggling.
Ball is placed at the 21-yard line.
Also, for my prediction of the teams kind of opening things up a little bit, has not come to pass quite yet.
25 carries for 53 yards for Stonehill. It's not a good rate, even though they gained 8 on that one.
Play fake again on 2nd and 8. Stonehill is scrambling. He throws an incomplete. Nice catch by one of the coaches, but I don't think that's going to get you anything.
Nope. That does not count. And again, a big third down and a significant distance.
Third and 8 coming up.
Skyhawks have run on downs like this. We'll see what they elect to do here.
Stone King running out again, and it's caught.
Gain of 20.
That appears to be Bryson Carter.
Yeah, he's able to just find that hole, and the quarterback's able to roll out long enough to get the throw off. And unfortunately, this time AIC's defense doesn't come up with the third down stop. Skyhawks move it toward midfield, and again, that penalty proves costly.
Botch handoff, botch exchange. There might be an AIC player under that.
Couple Yellow Jackets signaling, but no, the ball's going to stay to Stonehill. Loss of 4, though, and loss of a down as well, so.
The loss puts the ball back to the 36.
That could have been a golden opportunity.
Second down and 13.
They're calling it a 2nd and 13 officially. Another handoff coming to Felder. And Felder had a little bit of pep in his step.
Gain of about 8 again, but with that loss on the previous play, it's still a third down and 6.
Tripped up by number 23, Kyle Jackson.
Tolbert will go back in favor of DeAndre Casanova.
At 5. From the
51 on your screen, trotting off. 3rd and 5 coming up, and maybe this is a slight exaggeration as we're still much in the early stages of the third quarter. This feels like a big moment.
Yeah, I mean, if Stonehill can get that first down, it gets them to midfield. AIC showing blitz and then backing off, and now they don't.
Stone King throws, and it is caught! It's Bose! And they're saying he stepped out of bounds, which bails out the AIC defense. The sideline for Stonehill is irate.
Yeah, they'll say he stepped on the sideline at the 35, and that costs the Skyhawks 6 points. You predicted it, though, Anthony. You said you had a feeling it was going to be a big play. If he doesn't step on that edge, he's gone.
With a capital gone.
Yeah, in all caps, in 36-point font.
Why stop there?
Because any bigger and you're going off the page.
That's fair.
Hey, he asked. Low snap, but
Felder on the carry.
Well, now let's talk about on the Stonehill side of things. You've got to take advantage of the big play here. You got some momentum here right now. You would think that they would be able to ride the wave here, if that makes sense.
it does, and it's a good thought as Stonehill tries to run it up the middle, and a good stuff by the Yellow Jacket defense, but you're still in some trouble here if you're AIC. Stonehill's already proven that at this part of the field, they're in field goal range.
Bose was able to leak out. We were waiting for the tight ends to do something. They were mostly just, short yardage and blocking situations. But showing off a little bit of acceleration there. Stone King looking, and he's looking for Felder, and he gets rolled up on himself.
Yeah, that time I think Felder lost his balance, tripped up before he could get to that ball. As that ball was placed pretty well where he should have been, had he not tripped. And he was wide open, which is a problem. But the Yellow Jackets once again get bailed out by the field.
If Felder was somewhat more of in a stride, he could have potentially gotten in.
Yeah, I mean, again, he could have been gone. And I guess this is what they refer to as home field advantage, huh? Quite literally. The field at this point is AIC's best defender.
The field is always eligible, if you think about it.
It's true. It doesn't miss, as I don't know what that was. Stonehill might be getting a false start penalty. And that's huge because now it's 3rd and 15. And so if you're AIC, you can presume that it's not going to be a run play. It takes them definitively out of field goal range because now you're looking at a 58-yard kick.
That's Joe Bastant, the left guard for Stonehill, jumping.
And that gives AIC an opportunity to shut this thing down. Penalties have hurt both teams here today, and they will hurt you. You can't do it.
The equalizer. Stone King is going to get sacked! It's Ahmad Raba!
Oh, the former NE10 all-rookie D lineman found his way in, and he laid a whooping on the quarterback. That is a loss of 8 yards. Stonehill's going to have to punt now if you're the Yellow Jackets. You thank your lucky stars that the defense was able to come up, because you almost blew it, and you thank goodness the wide receiver stepped on the sideline. That could be a turning point in a different way in this game.
Come back to that play if something crazy happens. And Seth, correct me if I'm wrong, as we have a return here, so hold that thought for a second. Now the return man gets buried. Torres. Is that the first sack the AIC defense has gotten today?
I believe it's the second time they've gotten to the quarterback. I can check that for you.
That's why we keep you around.
AIC. We've had...
we have a man down for Stonehill.
Yep, that is the second sack. Latrell Hollis got to Stone King earlier. I was going to say, I was pretty sure there was one other one, and it was Hollis getting to the quarterback, but Rabah that time. And that one, an authoritative sack, so a huge, huge moment for the Yellow Jackets. And now AIC, again, we've asked a couple times, when will the offense answer the bell? This is the drive to do it. Get yourself back into this game. Make it a one-possession game. Go get the 7 points and see what you can do from there.
We cannot see the number of the Stonehill player that is down, so I cannot provide that information for you at the moment, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, he's on his back, and they've got the head coach and a couple trainers talking to him, and more than a little consternation on the sidelines by the look on some of the faces over there, but certainly, obviously, as I've said before, we don't want anybody getting hurt, and doesn't matter which team they're playing for. Is now Jess Raniero, AIC's athletic trainer, is going to come out, and that's generally when the other team's AT comes over is probably not the best sign.
I would agree.
But she's going to come over and see if anything needs to be done. Jess, very popular member of not that any of our ATs aren't well liked, but a very popular member of the athletic training staff here. Herself a Division II college athlete, a lacrosse goalkeeper at Mercyhurst University.
Oh, this doesn't look good.
Yeah,
as you see the Stonehill players more and more beginning to take a knee.
Yeah, he's...
Uh-oh.
I don't know who it is. And then again, we don't want to speculate on what might be what happened, but...
And again, we apologize that we can't tell you who it is. We would if we could.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one that they're going to need to
get some help.
Get some help to get him off the field, if nothing else. And You know, again, I don't want to guess at what it is. I hope whatever it is not as bad as it looks like it is.
Sometimes they just have to take every precaution.
Yep, no, absolutely. It's 100,000 times over, better safe than sorry.
In every sense of the word.
Yep. So, you know, I'm hoping it's just some sort of really bad cramp.
Or just the wind got knocked out of
Yep,
him, or
something like that, and it's not as bad as it, like I said, not as bad as it looks, but the amount of time he's been down and the fact that he's communicating clearly because you can see his head moving and you can see Stonehill's trainers talking to him, so that's a good sign at least. But whatever it might be is, well, that's not for me to say. I will say this: we got an update from volleyball in the second set, already leading 1-0, up 16-11 in the second. So looking like some good news down there.
and Jess, as you said, Seth, Jess is going over just to check things out and gave some kind of a signal, and now I think another trainer is going to come out and they're going to wave, I think, for something.
Yeah, they're getting some of the paramedics who are here are going to come and.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's. And again, like you said, it could just be precautionary that they're going to get them out here to just get him off the field. You know, immobilize him to make sure that nothing further happens. Always better to be safe than sorry, but yeah, for sure, anytime you go beyond the trainers to the EMTs, it's obviously scary, and we certainly hope that whichever Skyhawks player that is over there is okay, and try to figure out who it is when we can, but certainly if you're a member of the Stonehill Skyhawks family, if you're one of this student athlete's family, we certainly hope he's all right.
Yep, so just hang tight. We'll get you the name when we can.
Keeping an eye on volleyball right now 19-11. Dora Butkovic with a couple of scores. Naomi Eckert with a kill as well, a rarity.
Oh, there you go.
For AIC setter, but every now and again, sometimes you just go up and swing one.
She's capable of it. Good player.
Incredibly talented athlete. The volleyball players all are, but take a look at the stats in that match right now for the Yellow Jackets while we have the chance. And she's got 24 assists and 9 digs, and we're only in the second set. She's a dig away from a double-double. Shock to nobody. Paula Soto Burgos with 6 kills, a .312 attack percentage. Andrea Serra, stop me if you've heard this one before, 7 kills on 10 swings, no errors. Batting .700, has an ace as well and 7 digs. So, just casual day at the office. Bukovic hitting .308, 5 kills, 1 error.
I think the ambulance is trying to get onto the field. I think it's a little bit of a tight squeeze, but I think they're going to try to get it through. So, once again, confirming the suspicions that this is not good.
Yeah, they're going to bring it over.
And I think they're stuck.
Oh, jeez.
So they're going to get someone from the AIC ground staff to give them a hand.
Yeah, they got to get the gate open a little more. 20-11 now in the volleyball match. We'll just keep an eye on that as it goes along. As Naomi with a block. How about that?
Do it all today.
Naomi Eckert, NE10 MVP. Why not? Yellow Jackets have had a whole bunch of volleyball players win MVP in the last few years. It's Jana Podic, obviously Andrea Serra Rosa with the most recent one. So,
and Naomi is one of the best setters in the conference.
Absolutely.
Potentially the best. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of the NE10 volleyball action, but she's very, very good at what she does.
Phenomenal student athlete. And
we're going to get some of the campus police, it looks like, to kind of come help out as well.
Yeah, they do what they got to do.
As now the AIC players, a few of them have kind of started to take some knees just to kind of, out of respect.
Yeah, and Jess is in over there as well, a couple of the other medical staff.
If my eyes are correct, I believe that's Sergeant Dos Reyes over there from AIC Campus Police.
Yeah, I believe you're right. Well, we're going to take a break here on the NE10 Now Network. There's not a whole lot more we can do from up here until everything is squared away. So when we come back, we'll have more of the action for you whenever we are able to.
Sit tight, folks.
Welcome back, Yellow Jackets fans. Seth Dussault, the voice of the Yellow Jackets here. We are back in play here in the third quarter, 6:14 to go. AIC starts with the ball on the 20-yard line, and Anthony, go ahead and take it away.
Alrighty. We apologize for the delay, but we are back. And here we go again. Play action. Miles looks over the middle and gets intercepted.
Pass is picked off.
It's Sam Affey.
Yeah, right to him. DB setting himself up. I know the long delay obviously affects everybody. That's a tough thing to swallow on the first play back, and Stonehill with a short field to attack here on the 30-yard line of AIC.
Yep, that ball was thrown right to Affey, the strong safety. Not what AIC was looking for.
It's certainly asking a lot out of the defense now. Has a good run up the right side and still pulling the pile all the way up to the...
Yep, that's Corbett again.
It's about the 25. Maybe even the 24. A gain of 6.
And Stonehill looks like they're going to hurry up here.
Oh, sensing something here.
In on the stop, DeAndre Casanova, Isaiah Tolbert.
Tolbert and Casanova got in on the stop. Quick throw. Stone King into the end zone. It is a touchdown for the Skyhawks.
Oh, that is a tough pill to swallow for the Yellow Jackets. The interception immediately comes back to hurt them. It's now 15-0. And Stone King laying a ball in over the shoulder. And the Skyhawks finally do break the plane.
The first touchdown of the day.
Number 43, Barry Shelbright.
The extra point coming from Shelbred. And the kick is true.
The kick is good. 5 minutes, 32 seconds remain in the third quarter.
Not the response AIC was hoping for after the long break.
Stonehill 16,
And
AIC nothing.
again, still about 5.5 minutes left to go in the third, 5:32 to be exact. Can't help but think the AIC is running out of time.
Yeah, they've got to change something up. I mean, it's
Or
still,
everything.
Yeah, it's still technically only a 2-possession game. You would need 2-point conversions.
Yep.
But you're not certainly out of it yet. It does not seem like things are going the way that you want them to go on the offensive side of the ball.
Yep, we were talking about, just as we were getting our little lunch break as we usually do at halftime, we had suggested, maybe AIC switch things up, switch everything up, try to get something going, some plays that they haven't used a lot, some trick plays, some misdirections and plays of the like. We haven't seen any of that yet. Maybe that was just they were going to plan on waiting and seeing, but you might want to accelerate that process if that's what they were potentially thinking about.
Number 7, Tommy Smith. And number
As
3,
Kobe Miranda and Tommy Smith are back to return the kick, and they fake it again.
I'll tell you what, whatever it is, you've got to
for Stonehill, number 49, Danny
got to get it going,
Very much so.
and you got to get it going now. Starts with the kickoff.
Big return would help you here.
Tommy
Smith
with the kick return.
to the 30. And whoa!
That
In on the stop for Stonehill.
a little bit something extra from one of the Stonehill players going into the AIC bench.
No flag, apparently. I didn't see one, did you?
I did not. That was number 89 in purple. And
That's Spencer Durthy.
Yeah, Duthry, the tight end.
Well, we're not sure what that was about, but we'll carry on. Maybe someone was doing some jawing earlier on, and maybe that was payback. And another interception!
That's not good for AIC to be certain.
And now the ball just came out, I think. Maybe.
He's down on the ground before it came out.
That is the linebacker, Mike Connors. And the train has fallen off the tracks.
Yeah, the receiver that time for AIC had the ball hit him in the chest, and he was hit as it hit him. Popped straight up. There's 5 Skyhawks in the area, and it was just a matter of which one of them was going to come down with it. But 2 passes, 2 interceptions, 2 drives starting deep in AIC territory for Stonehill, and a chance for the Skyhawks to potentially put this thing away. Now, already up 16, and the Yellow Jackets are in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, I can't say it any better.
I wish I didn't have to, Anthony, but it's just the reality of it, and that one's unfortunate.
Oh, look at this. You got to be kidding me. Red Sea Parts touchdown Skyhawks. That is Ryan Kearns Jr.
Hey, you ain't kidding about the Red Sea parting. I mean, he had so much space that NASA is considering whether or not to count him with their orbiters. Right through, untouched, all the way to the end zone. He could have stopped, gone home, made himself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, finished his homework, come back, and still got into the end zone. Just completely falling apart here now with the Yellow Jackets, unfortunately, and that long delay has certainly hurt them a lot more than it's hurt Stonehill.
Blocked extra point, and that's about it.
Trevor Catlin intercepts the kick. Well, if you're AIC, maybe it's a little bit of momentum. Something good did just happen.
I can see your positive thinking.
What else is there, right? If you're the Yellow Jackets, you got to find something at this point, because it has not come naturally. But sometimes you need to manufacture it, and Trevor Catlin comes up with a big answer, at least holds Stonehill to just getting 6 instead of 7. So while it's a 3-possession game, you need 1 2-point conversion and then just 2 field goals or PATs to tie it.
Yep.
But this next drive has to be you have to put 7 or 8 on the board.
You have to.
You cannot get less than a touchdown.
3 won't cut it.
No, it certainly doesn't. And obviously it starts with not having the first pass of the drive picked off.
Twice
again,
in a row.
And again, that second one, I'm going to absolve DeMild of some of the guilt on the second one, because he hit the receiver, and the receiver got hit and lost the ball. But obviously at the same time, you're throwing into quintuple coverage. And credit to Stonehill too. I don't want to take anything away from their defense, which obviously executed the plays it needed to execute. They have been fantastic all day long, as is the Yellow Jackets defense. There's just not really a whole lot you can do when you keep getting pinned back on your own 30.
Tommy Smith trying to make something happen, give his team some life. Stonehill is having none of it. And I guess something we could kind of look back to.
Oh, boy. And it's the same guy again as last time.
Oh, yep.
That's Spencer Duthry, and
he is very upset about something.
Well, he ripped the ball out of Tommy Smith's hands after Smith was on the ground, and somebody on AIC, and I didn't see who, ripped his helmet off in response. And the officials in that situation either call both teams for penalties or nobody for penalties. They elected to call nobody. But you could have easily just called whoever that was on AIC and then Duthry both for unsportsmanlike. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
don't know what's going on with Spencer Duthry right now, but he's
in a mood.
He's upset about something, and maybe playing a little motivated.
That's more than motivated. This is starting to get a little.
Oh, here we go again.
Yeah, Davila again that time, and I mean certainly after seeing a player get hurt and having to be taken off on an ambulance, it's can have different effects on different people. Obviously, it's tough to watch, but
I think Duthry's fired up as a result, just trying to.
Yeah, it looks like the whole Stonehill team, and it's a powerful thing when you have a reason to do something. And right now, they're all playing for their teammate. And we didn't see the number. We don't know who it is, but we certainly hoped, obviously, that he's okay.
McGuire makes the catch, and I'll go back to the point I was going to make before all the shenanigans ensued. When the Patriots were down 28-3, they went back to what they knew, what they had with their strengths, which was Tom Brady at that time. At this time, maybe AIC needs to go back to their strengths, dial up some of their plays that everybody's comfortable with, and just do what you do best and try to get back in this game. Believe in each other. It's not over. You just got a hill to climb.
Plenty of time for DeMild.
He finds Kobe Miranda. Miranda down the sideline.
Number 3, Kobe
Now what you see on that play, Anthony, as we get a whistle,
by number 6.
is there's a flag down
David
away.
Jones. The result of the completion is
I think this is going to be on
first down.
AIC.
There's a flag on the play.
It's going to be after the catch. Just a question of what the
Oh,
penalty
boy.
is, but what you saw on that play though is AIC had three receivers.
Oh, it's a block below the waist. On Tommy Smith?
Yeah, Tommy Smith with a chop block. And it's going to cost AIC close to 20 yards. So, remember what I said at the beginning of the game about controlled burn? You have to be smart. Play aggressive, play on the edge, that's fine. You want that. I don't want my players to be timid. I don't want them blocking softly, but you have to be smart about it.
Eddie George calls it a controlled raging passion.
It's a good way to put it from one of the all-time great running backs. Of course, longtime Titans back. And yeah, AIC's
And
got
Kobe,
a big play basically taken away. They lose close to 20 yards on that.
and Kobe's, I think, still asking what exactly happened or why. What is with the delay?
I think they're trying to figure out the spot of the ball and the spot that the sticks are supposed to be at. So we'll see how that affects things. But what you saw in that play, Anthony, the good things that you saw in that play is AIC had trips receivers to the left and a man in single coverage on the right, and that allowed things to open up a little more. So it is what you said about going to what you know, as this time they'll try to spread the field with 2 men to each side and just Davila in the backfield.
DeMild. Get it. Oh, he got out and goes down.
And that time they had Davila run a route too, so it ended up being an empty backfield and 5 receivers, but nobody able to get open and nothing that DeMild could have done until he was just dragged down. It's good penetration by the D-line.
Yep. You know, we mentioned Davila can play receiver. Maybe they were saving it for when they really needed it, but at the same time, in a critical juncture, don't love the idea of having your quarterback unprotected, as in no back doing the pass protection. Throwing and caught to Jaheim McGuire.
Miles' pass is complete.
I'll get up to the 40. It brings up about a 3rd and 5. It's a manageable down and distance. And again, the way the AIC pass setup has been, and they've been able to find receivers in those routes. We'll see if they can do it again.
3rd and 4. At this point, it's a wide open playbook.
And it's again 2 receivers to either side. Now a man in motion.
Throwing and caught. As a first down, I think that's McGuire again.
It is. And all the way up to the Stonehill 46, so it's a gain of 10, give or take. But again, the Yellow Jackets just quickly moving the field here. Different looks, different routes, as Speller will come in to give Davila a break. And this is what you needed to do, is exactly what you said too, Anthony. It's keep it simple, keep it rolling, do the things you're comfortable with, and make the play.
DeMild, the engine. McGuire again, the conductor.
And the train might have found its way back onto the tracks, Anthony. The Yellow Jackets.
Oh, I didn't even realize I did that.
Starting to roll. No, well done. And well done by McGuire to just find that soft area in the defense. Find the holes, and then just trust your quarterback to lead you into it with the ball. It's exactly, he ran right onto that ball. Gain of 15 or so, and the Yellow Jackets offense is clicking now.
No big mistakes here. Like that.
Yeah, that time Stonehill's pass rush just ripped its way through AIC's offensive line, and the Yellow Jackets lose a bucket load of yardage. It's going to be a loss of 11 by the look of it, if my math is correct. It puts AIC 2nd down and 21, and they got to get all the way to the Stonehill 22 from the 44, so it's actually a 12-yard loss. Now that'll derail you real quick.
Pistol look. Miranda goes in motion. Davila's back in. DeMile's under duress again. He's under pressure again. He's going down again.
AIC's offensive line just is not doing its job in these last two plays. That's another loss of 11 back to the AIC 45. Third down and 33. And the problem here, of course, is the only way you're getting a first down is a go route.
Or a defensive penalty
Yeah,
on said go route.
Yeah, or I was going to say, unless the defense gives it to you. The only way you're earning a first down, how about that? The only way you're earning a first down is if you throw a go route and manage to hit somebody over the top.
And DeMille is walking over to the
It's at
side.
the end of the quarter.
Oh, the end of the quarter.
Yeah.
With all the excitement, you kind of lose track of time. 4 fingers are up. Fourth quarter coming up.
Yeah, and the Yellow Jackets are facing a third and eternity, and it's unfortunate because the offense was clicking. It was fine. It looked like they had finally figured it out. Consecutive passing plays for 10-plus yards. Good route running, good timing, good blocking, and then the O-line just missed twice. Stonehill had multiple players on DeMille the instant the ball was snapped, multiple 10-plus yard sacks, and that's, of course, the risk you take with your quarterback being in the shotgun. But it can't happen, and it certainly can't happen twice. And now the Yellow Jackets, with the game on the line in a lot of ways here because of how little their offense has otherwise done, and they're down 22 going into the fourth, face a 3rd and 33. And I think, unfortunately, if you're AIC, as much as the pass protection has been non-existent, you kind of have to go 5 wide. And you're not getting the first down unless you can hit a receiver on a go route. It's going to be everybody go, and let's see if we can beat them. That's the only way you're getting the first, unless Stonehill takes a penalty. So, but sometimes the way to draw it is just to, okay, we're going to have everybody go, and we're going to hope that one of the DBs makes a mistake and pushes off. Because that's a valid, legitimate strategy at this point. Because you get 15 yards, which would put you back on their 40 and the first down.
Yeah, at this point, you do anything within the rules and anything else, maybe little veteran moves that you know, anything that you can get away with.
They are keeping Davila in the backfield, but it's 2 to the left and 2 to the right. And
just for protection purposes.
Well, now Davila goes out as a receiver.
Kaikon gets belted but makes the catch.
Stonehill's okay with that. Even though AIC gained 15 yards, they're still facing 4th down and an eternity to go. But it looks like they're going to go for it. All right.
Okay.
I admire this call. This is the right call. I don't care if they get it or don't. This is absolutely the right call because you have to score here. Go for it.
Dial up your best pass play.
Can you hit it for 17? They're on the 39. They got to get to the 22. This is the game right here. I love that Coach Kulzer's going for it.
DeMille throws intercepted.
And DeMile's going to be the one to get the tackle, but you can see the frustration as he's sitting down.
It's Garrett McCarthy, the linebacker for the Skyhawks.
And you know what? Even though it got picked off, it's still 1,000% the right call to go
I
for
agree.
it there.
Absolutely.
1,000% you had to do that. But Stonehill knew it, and they knew it was obviously going to be a pass. They have 8 men back in coverage. It's all you can do, and obviously then DeMille didn't have anywhere to throw the ball. It's credit to Stonehill for great defense on that play. It is as simple as that.
So the score remains Stonehill 22, AIC a bagel.
I hope it's cinnamon raisin at least.
I knew you were going to make a bagel joke. I was just about to say, I think I just made Seth hungry.
I'm always hungry.
Me too. That's how we get along.
Well, Stonehill's offense is certainly hungry as they rush it to the outside and gain 6. And here in the fourth quarter, up 3 scores. If you're Stonehill, you're just running the ball. Maybe an occasional pass play to keep the defense honest. But you're running the ball, running out the clock. Every first down takes another minute, 2 minutes off the clock as they get close to the line to gain there before a good tackle by, I will check that, by Thames on the rush, 3rd and 1.
Yep, Stonehill has been trying to run the game the entire duration, and I think they're finally starting to get some wear and tear on this AIC defense. Felder,
he got it.
He's got it.
Bounces off the initial tackle, ends up gaining 3, and it'll move the sticks.
I think this AIC defense is worn out, tired. They're getting probably getting frustrated, and you can certainly understand why, because they had played a very good first half. They really did.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to fault the defense at this point in the game. You know, the 2 touchdowns that Stonehill's gotten here in the second half have been drives that started on the 30, and yes, they gave up 2 big plays, but they started on AIC's 30. Like, what do you want? There's a good defensive stop as they get in behind the line and take down the running back, Corbett. Yeah, and you feel for DeMild, too. I mean, 4 interceptions, but really only one of them, or 2 of them, truly his fault. A couple of times, you know, you had the one that the receiver dropped.
Yep.
You also had that one where it was a desperation heave.
Yep.
And he's been sacked 5 times. The quarterback can't do his job if he's on his butt the whole game.
Yep.
You can't.
You really can't.
And the run game has been frustrated. 28 yards of rushing between Speller and Davila.
Corbett surges ahead.
And I mean, it all comes back, as I said, to the offensive line. And I think, you know, it really went south when Duran came out of the game. And you lose that protection because every time it's come in on the quarterback on DeMild, since then it's been from that left side of the line. It tells you just how valuable Jared Durand is and how important your blindside guard is.
Yep. Tough day.
It's certainly nearly an interception.
A pick.
Well, that would have been nice for the Yellow Jackets right there. Good hands by Terrell Wallace, who has made plenty of big interceptions. Already, I believe, has one today for AIC, but yeah, he does, and nearly with his second. Stone King, I mean, it's not as though he's had a phenomenal day. 13 of 28, so he's under 50% completion. He's been sacked twice, picked once, should have been 2, and there was another one that was dropped by a Yellow Jacket. It could have been 3.
How many passing yards?
242.
Yardage-wise, it's a good day.
Yeah, I mean, 13 completions for 242 yards, but I mean, you're averaging less than 10 yards an attempt. As this punt is fair caught at the 4. So now you're putting your offense in a position where they've got to go 96 yards, and
this
do they have 96 yards of offense today?
This is do or die.
It absolutely is. They officially have negative 14 rushing yards because of all the sacks. And again, that's not on DeMild. That's the O-line.
Yep.
And again, you feel for him. I mean, it's the toughest job in the game. The offense.
Speaking of DeMild, he's out of the game.
Yeah, Olabakinde is back in. I think at this point, that may be a recognition that they can't protect him, and you want to have him. You don't want him getting hurt. Not that you want Olabakinde getting hurt either, but.
Well, speaking of Duran, it looks like he's back in the game.
That's big if he is back, but I mean at this point you feel almost like it's a little too late.
So maybe, and you hate to think about this, but maybe putting Olabakinde in is the proverbial white flag potentially.
Yeah, I didn't want to quite put it in such stark terms, but it might be. That's a mercy pulling for DeMild, honestly, and giving Olabakinde a chance as Speller stuffs a linebacker. Nearly took another guy out with him. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Olabakinde is a good quarterback. He, at one point was AIC's starter. He's certainly capable. And certainly can make some plays. The one pass that he threw earlier was incomplete, but it was because his receiver dropped it. It was a perfect ball, and it would have been a first down. So it's hard to pin that on him again. I don't think the problem has been the quarterback play today for the Yellow Jackets. It's been everything around them. 3rd and 8.
They're just content with running the ball to Speller.
Chase Speller on the carry.
Yeah, and I mean a play call like that, you talk about waving the white flag. I mean, you're down 22 with 10 minutes to go. It's 3rd and 8 and you're running it. I think that may be a recognition that it's not working today. It'll at least get some room for Portilla to be catching the snap for the punt on the goal line rather than in the end zone.
Yep. You've seen Olabakinde probably more than I have. How's his arm?
He's got a good arm. Like I said earlier, he's not as He's not as fast as DeMiles. This is a great punt by Ratty. Oh, my goodness. And let it roll, baby, roll down to the 20. But Stonehill with a big return.
Oh, my. Ooh. Oh.
Meanwhile, on Dancing with the Stars,
Yeah.
that's
Carter
Bryson,
again.
Yeah, Carter, and a 30-yard return. That punt from the point where Rojas Portilla kicked it rolled all the way to the 20 and 80 yards through the air, and then on the ground, obviously, as well. And then a 30-plus yard return. I don't know how much more you could ask out of your punter than that.
Yeah.
It was a net punt of about 70 yards. Officially 65 yards, which I don't know what the AIC record is, but that's pretty good. It's certainly up in the conversation.
Felder's not getting anywhere.
D-line's still eating. And they've been good today. They've been very good today, the front three for AIC, Tolbert, Lassiter, and Catlin. Catlin, obviously, the blocked PAT as well. Again, I hate to sound like a broken record. This is not on them.
Tolbert helped Felder up, so a little one helping out one. Felder, very good run.
Yeah, gets to just shy of the line to gain. Or did he? They tried to move the sticks. It's 3rd and 1.
Bringing up a 3rd and about 1.
And they'll probably run it again here. Not a great snap.
Not enough to get the job done as Felder squirts out for the first down.
Yeah, just able to get through, and now they'll move the sticks. We also got a yellow jacket who lost his lid.
Yep, the Stonehill congregation on the other side still bringing quite a bit of energy and encouragement, trying to heave their team on as they are getting closer and closer to victory.
And so 1st and 10 on the 33, and Stonehill just pushing.
New set of downs. Fresh start as Bose again goes in motion, the tight end. Felder had a hole for a second, but couldn't capitalize on it. Where does AIC go from here?
I mean, I think certainly the first thing is obviously that the line has to be looked at, but I mean, you had a situation where you were making some plays, so I think you simplify the playbook a little bit and run some of those plays going forward, because there were good things done by the offense today. A lot of them, really. I mean, in terms of some of those passing plays and a couple balls that don't, if they don't get dropped, maybe things are a little different. But you got to protect the quarterback. You got to protect the quarterback, and it's so important to the run game too. I mean, AIC's run game has a negative total yardage right now, again because of the sacks. But at the end of the day, it all comes back to that, and if you can't fix that, it doesn't really matter what else you do.
And they'll have another home game next Saturday.
Yep, homecoming. Saturday at noon, we'll be on the call.
So they've got a week to kind of retool, reset. You think we see a different offensive line setup?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know at this point in the year if you can, how much of that you can change. Is it looks like Assumption's going to go for a field goal here. I mean,
did you just say Assumption?
Did I say Assumption? I think I did. Stonehill.
Is Assumption the opponent next week?
New Haven is.
Oh, then I don't know where Assumption came from.
Worcester. I was looking out, the purple, and it kind of just vaguely looked blue.
Well, I'm not going to make any assumption what you were thinking.
You know what it is? It's because the blue line on the field right there, where right near where the ball is placed, that's an Assumption blue. And Stonehill's taking a timeout here. Yeah, I was looking at the line, and I guess it just must have made me think of Assumption. Those blue lines, by the way, the light blue lines are the women's lacrosse markings, and the dark blue are the men's lacrosse. If you were wondering what the various
I don't even think I've noticed those before.
color schemes on the field are all about, yellow is soccer, and the black ones are field hockey, and gray is rugby.
Yep, this is one of the more unique fields that you're going to find because of all the stuff that happens. And field hockey is played on this field as well.
Yep. Yeah, you play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams call Abdow Field home for AIC.
Wow.
Football, field hockey, men's, women's rugby, men's, women's lacrosse, men's, women's soccer. Am I missing anybody?
I don't think so.
Because softball and baseball have their own fields. Volleyball, basketballs are in, wrestling are in the gym. Tennis is over at Pope Francis. The track has the track. And hockey, obviously, at the Mass Mutual Center. Field goal.
Good.
Money.
Kick is good.
We got to give some love again to Perry Shelbred.
Yeah, I mean,
Stonehill with 25.
Shelbred is good for, he's what, 2 PATs. Well, one PAT because one got blocked. And 4 field goals now. So
including a very long one.
Including a very long one. So he is responsible for more than half of his team's scoring.
Yep.
He has put up 13 of the 25 points. I'm still inclined to give him player of the game.
I agree. With a close second place or honorable mention to the entire Stonehill defense.
Yeah, their defense has been outstanding. It's really hard to just say it's one guy. I mean,
2 linebackers have interceptions today for Stonehill. So maybe give
five sacks, 4 interceptions. Yeah, Kudadamo has 2 picks. Connors has a pick and a sack and a half. It's a little bit of everybody, and that's
everybody
what you
in
need.
the club.
Yeah, good for them.
Number 7, Tommy Smith. Number 3, Tony Miranda back deep to receive.
Smith will receive this one.
Tommy Smith with the kick return.
Smith, good job staying on his feet. And
That's got to be a flag. That's a face mask. They just yanked Smith down by his chin.
47, Mark Christian Jordan.
Well, they're not going to call it.
I thought I saw a flag, but then again, it might have been the yellow
Yeah, I think
cleats.
it was just the cleats. That's a dangerous play.
Yeah.
I mean, that's up around the chin like that, and you yank a guy down by his head. Like, I really actually do not understand how they don't flag that.
Like, I get it's a blowout, but you still got to call some penalties.
And that's when, like, if you miss a hold at this point in the game, it's okay, whatever. Anything that involves a dangerous type of tackle,
Anything egregious,
especially when we've already had somebody carted off, like, you got to call that. They've got to take a look at that.
They're going to let Prince throw one.
Overthrown. He was looking for Miranda on the sideline and didn't have him. He was covered by Brown, but
Yeah, now we actually get to say his name. We've been getting him with number 8 confused a couple of times.
yeah. And when the jersey bunches up and you lose the middle line,
It's tricky. They're going to let him throw again. Caught by Jameson.
Pass is complete to Kequan Jameson.
And the crowd just kind of a moral support cheer at this point.
AIC's cross-country results
First down.
are in. The Yellow Jackets taking second in New England's, including a 1-2 finish by Ezra Mutai and Callum Elson.
Very good.
Mutai completing the 8K course in 23:56.4, average 4:48.9 a mile. That's really, really, really fast, in case you were wondering.
Well, Bakinde throws off the hand of Speller.
Hit as he threw that ball. Yeah, the Yellow Jackets with the 1-2, Titus Kiptu taking 12th, and Jason Beaver finishing 15th. So good look for the Yellow Jackets in that one on the men's side. AIC taking 9th on the women's side, including a second place finish from Francisca Cheritich, and then Marceline Camayo finished 6th.
Very good.
So 4 top 10 finishes for the Yellow Jackets, 2 on each side, as Ola Bakinde gets the pass, but
Ramsey goes backwards.
yeah, he lost his balance there. He gained a couple, but 3rd down and 6, maybe 7.
Gain of 3 brings up a 3rd and 7 from the.
Well, it's going to be a disappointing day on the football side. Still a lot of sports in action for AIC. Volleyball's gone final. Volleyball got the win.
3-0, yep.
Positives there. Kobe Miranda still fighting hard.
About a yard shy of the line to gain at the 44, and I think if you're AIC, I mean, you may as well go for it.
I think that was Jeremy DeCruz giving Kobe a little pound on the back, like saying, "Hey, good effort." That sort of thing, like an attaboy, if you will.
Yep. They are going for it. I'll be curious to see what the play looks like. AIC is going to take a timeout, though.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I mean, you want to figure it out. You want to get it right. If your coach calls her, this is still a learning opportunity. This is an opportunity to execute some plays. Get yourself something to feel good about going into the work week. You know, because obviously at this point, barring a collapse that's going to make Atlanta make fun of you, this thing is over. But if you can get something out of it, if you can score here, if you can convert a 4th down, if you can run a play that maybe you're not sure about, and get it to work and give yourself some extra weapons, then maybe at least you can gain something out of this and take it with you into New Haven, because that's going to be a tough one, because New Haven's a good team. You know, not that there are bad teams in the NE10. Everybody is tough. And we'll see what these gentlemen have up their sleeves.
A collapse that would make Atlanta make fun of you.
And you're the one who brought up 28-3. I mean, 25-0 is the same deficit.
Quarterback keeper.
And he's not going to get it. Or is he? He pushed the pile forward, and he did get it. Wow. Good for Prince.
Okay.
They hit him behind the line, and he got over anyway.
You know, if we're talking about maybe new things for the work week, maybe, you know, something to work with here with Ola Bakinde getting some, using his muscle, maybe sprinkle in a little 2 quarterback look, but don't make it so obvious to the point where it's okay, DeMiles is the passer, Prince is the runner. Just kind of sprinkle it in just to keep somebody on their toes.
Well, I think we know that DeMild is going to run, if anybody's going to run, as Ola Bakinde is intercepted, but there's a flag. I think it's going to be holding on AIC, though. I don't think this is going to come back.
And that is Brandon Hogan, I believe. Yep, that's 48. I thought it was 49, but no, that's a kicker. So Brandon Hogan. Yep.
And they're actually putting that into the books as a fumble rather than an interception, which is, to borrow a turn of phrase, putting lipstick on a pig. I mean, it's a turnover either way, and that really does just about do it for this one.
And this is basically a microcosm of the whole day.
Yeah, and it's, again, the protection breaks down. Ola Bakinde is running for his life, trying to do something, and loses the ball.
And people are starting to head out.
And actually, they do now have it in as an interception. So for the Yellow Jackets, that is the 5th pick allowed on the day. And
quarterback change here. Stone King's day is done. This is Ryan Picnic. Just to kind of, oh, they're calling it picnic, my mistake. They're going to go ahead and just clean this up.
Yeah, I mean, this is formalities at this point, and
there's no mercy rule.
Nope. The only mercy is the fact that I don't think Stonehill is going to throw a pass the rest of the way. It's going to be the quarterback handing the ball off and going up the middle and just running the clock down as the play clock is at 15 and Stonehill's not even set. And now they'll get themselves ready here with 10 on the clock. He'll get into the shotgun.
Corbett with the carry.
Corbett just going to
Jason
keep it going, and
Latrell Hollister on the south.
Coach Kulzer takes a timeout. Again, always teaching. It's a 3rd down and 7. So, opportunity to execute something, to try a little different look defensively, and I'm sure that's what Coach Kulzer is going to do. You know, make a stop. Make a play where you have something else to put on the tape that's a good thing to show the guys, because there's going to be some clips where you're going to be beating them up in film on Monday. So,
and rightfully so.
and rightfully, absolutely. But I'm a big believer, and I know Coach Kulzer is too, that if all you're going to do is sit there and show them the bad plays, you can find 20, 30 clips from this game of things that weren't done well. But if all you do is go in on Monday and beat them to death, all you're doing is putting yourself behind the 8 ball.
Yep.
So you got to have some good things to go as well as, wow, that is a 1.5 miles offside. The quarterback just keeps it himself. It's not gonna matter.
There's also the approach that you can take that is, some coaches take is, okay, flush it, or bury, literally bury the game and just move forward.
Yeah, maybe. And if it were a loss in a vacuum, I think you could. But I mean, this being the 3rd straight one, I don't know that you can do that. But you do have to have something positive. If it's all negative,
yeah,
it's not
positive reinforcement is very important.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't show them the 30 clips of the mistakes, but
they
have some good things in there too, so that you don't make the guys feel like they're incapable. You got to have something good.
You don't want to crush anybody's confidence.
No, it's not going to help. And Coach Kulzer knows that, and he's been here for a while, and obviously working under Coach Wilkins, who is an all-time great.
Yep.
He knows what he's doing. And I mean, and obviously this was a rebuild job. This is, we hadn't played in a year, and the team had been in a tough spot to begin with.
Yep.
And so, Rome wasn't built in a day. This is his first real season running the show, and another new quarterback in. So Stone King is back in. And I think it's just to take the knee, because, that's the victory formation. He'll get to the QB1 will get to take the 2 knees. And that's going to be it for this thing. So, Anthony, 25-0. It really was that 3rd quarter.
Yep.
That interception coming out of the stoppage, and it just snowballed. But
very much so.
But you know what? I'm going to take my own advice and talk about the positive. The defense was fantastic today.
Definitely.
As best as they could have been.
Yep.
There were some good offensive plays. Miles did some things with his feet. He was able to, they had that one sequence where they were making some good passes. And
yep. And we do want to send obviously our best wishes to the Stonehill player, and we hope that he's going to be okay.
Yeah, certainly. Again, didn't get a look at the number, and but hopefully that Skyhawks player is doing okay. Certainly, a reminder that there are more important things than the final score of a football game.
Yep, things are going to tick down. We appreciate you hanging in there with us despite the delay.
No, for sure, and thank you for tuning in as always here on NE10 Now Network.
We'll talk to you at homecoming.
Well, you might. I've got a hockey game to broadcast tonight. AIC at the Mass Mutual Center for the home opener against Providence College. That's at 7:05. That's on Flow Hockey until then. For everybody here in our athletic communications department, Anthony, my broadcast partner, another excellent job today, my friend.
You as well.
Seth Dussault, the voice of the Yellow Jackets, wishing you good night and good luck.